HMG,
the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hameen Media Group. This is NXT.
I say dummy. Dummy, yeah.
Next Level Podcast.
Oh man, I want to fade it. Go, you know the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your Next Level Wrestling Review. Uncle Fuckers, what's going on? How's it going? You don't know who I am. I'm the reporter of the people, the man on the planet. Big Ray here to say to talk some lucha libre. See, last week I didn't give you your Spanish lesson. I just realized that. You didn't call me on that. None of you guys out there. So I blame you, not me. It's not my fault. This is your fault that you didn't get your Spanish lesson today.
I believe yesterday. I mentioned it.
Would you know? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening for the first time, I'd like to introduce to you my very handsome co-host. Just fade this out as we play this in, ladies and gentlemen. He is the 3-time Hawaiian Punch Royal Rumble Classic champion.
I was born with the mic in my hand.
A Rip Rogers guy. The one, the only, the vet of the business. Jamie Williams. Vet, what's going on, homeboy? Good morning. How are you? It's been tough today.
Oh, geez. Okay, you're answering your own questions, huh? Okay.
Oh, well, it's tough for me.
I've had a lovely day. I just got off of work and kicked the boots off and just sit right down here and talk to you. That's how my day's going.
Is that how easy it is for you?
It's just that easy, brother. Just that easy.
I'm pissed off.
Why is it?
I mean, it's not like I spent a lot of money. You know, I spent a couple of bucks on this stupid shit called Epoch Cam, which it's called Epoch Cam, where I use my fucking cell phone as my camera.
Oh yeah.
So I had to crack out the old. See, move this way. Okay, now I'm centered. So I had to crack out the old. Oh, great! Unbelievable. It gets even worse. The fan's not working.
Oh no!
Oh no! Stand by. I'm muting myself. Just say hi to people.
Okay. Well. So let's take a look and see who do we have here so far in the chat. Well, it's just Frank and Sonic. It looks like right now. Although I saw Cujo earlier. So that's interesting. But anyways, good morning to all of those guys. And Ray, did you get yourself sorted out yet? Or
I did. The fan's running. Can you hear this thing in the background now, right?
Oh no, but I have my headphones turned down, so it's hard for me to. And of course, Matt Schaffer's probably our one Twitch viewer, right? How many Twitch viewers do we got?
I don't think we have any. Well, anyway. Well, who's in the chat? You were running down. Who's in the chat?
I had mentioned Frank and Sonic, you know, and Bobo's here, and Gam Wolfers is here, and Cujo was here. I think he's still here.
Yeah, I think so too. Frank's Picklebarrow ass is here.
You know, YouTube's funny sometimes. Where like, you know, there's all kinds of glitches and weird stuff. So people's names could not be showing up even though they're here. But anyways, Ray, you were saying something about something. And I don't know if we have time to hear about all that. We've got a lot to talk about today.
We do have a lot. I mean,
a lot. But you know what? Go ahead. Who cares if we do a 3-hour show? It's on. You know.
Listen. I don't know if you noticed, but I bought a new computer chair. Look at me lean back. Watch. That's why you got to tune in live, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, for the people that are on audio only, Ray is leaning back.
Yeah. Leaning back. So I am fucking comfortable as fuck. If that's even a thing. I have my big computer desk here now. I got everything just right here. Mm-hmm. The only thing is this pop filter is not the actual pop filter for the Rode mic. So what I did was I took an old pop filter, I cut it on the sides, and like I'm not gonna pull it off. It's gonna be bad. But anyway, I got my new one coming in today. So I get this Epoch Cam, right? And you're supposed to be able to use your iPhone as your camera. that it's not working. It's some weird update or whatever the fuck. I want to buy a green screen or get a green screen for the back so I can have the the whole setup. They have these little cool ones that slip onto your chair. But yes, we do have a lot to talk about because we are going to have a 3 count, but I'm going to structure the 3 count in a way where we're going to be able to incorporate the review of our pay-per-view. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm excited. I'm as excited as everyone else to see how you're going to make it make sense.
So I have, let me see, what do I have here? Okay, I got everything all set up. Let me slide this over. That sounds great, right? Anyway, how's your week been, man?
It's super packed with lots of wrestling stuff. I mean, It was a heavy wrestling weekend. It seems like when it rains, it pours. There's like they don't take people's lives into account and try to space some of this stuff out. They like when the WWE has like a big event weekend, like a SummerSlam or something, everybody just tries to piggyback on that, and then it's almost like, well, now I can't. I have to choose what I watch. Some people just don't have time in their life for this foolishness. But
right.
I crammed in everything I could. I end up, of course, by the time I got around to watching everything, it had already all been spoiled. So it,
Explain.
There's
God.
There's no explanation necessary. I basically said it. So.
Well, then you shouldn't have said it.
True.
Oh wait, it's not. My phone is not connected to this thing.
No, sir. Apparently not.
Oh no. This is a problem. Let me connect this to the road here. Boom. Can I connect 2 phones to the road? Matt, can I connect 2 phones to the road? Is that possible? I'm off my game today. Oh, I don't think I can. Oh, that sucks. Failed to connect. Let me see. All right, let me try it again. You can talk to people while I'm doing this shit.
Well, you keep saying everything that you're doing out loud, so I kind of thought that was part of the entertainment aspect of it.
Fuck off.
Also, so you're using the phone as a camera right now, is that correct?
No, so
because it looks like I'm looking through a peephole at you. The way it's just like a fisheye thing.
Really?
Kind of what it looks like. Yeah, to me, yeah. Maybe. Well, obviously to everyone. Then doesn't it kind of look like you're? Doesn't it kind of look like you're Ray's outside your door trying to sell you something right now?
So I don't know how to fucking fix this shit, man. It's very frustrating. So I'm using the Logitech. My Logitech, what is it, 320? 330 or some shit like that? I don't fucking know. You know what, man? I'm thinking, you know what? All right, you know what? Let's just jump into the 3 count, okay? I'm all over the place. I literally am doing 6 things at one time. Vet's not fucking helping me out. Nobody's fucking leaving any comments. I got fucking Matt Schaffer, who's the 5-time fucking Hammy Award winner for Producer of the Year. Nobody's helping me out. It's very frustrating. I don't have a background today.
Lots of people are leaving comments.
What are they saying? Can you at least tell me that?
Piers Austin says that you both look clear and normal for StreamYard, so that's good.
Yeah, like not for nothing.
And now he's trying to help you and tell you to go to the camera and audio settings of StreamYard and see if your camera's connected to StreamYard.
It is.
But this kind of stuff should have all really been sorted out before we went live, I think.
I tried, dude. All right, so I woke up this morning.
Oh, boy.
All right, here's a deal.
Here's Ray's life story. Once upon a time, a man was born.
The wife gets home. Okay, well, actually, she meets me at work after hanging out with her best friend. Okay, when they hang out when she hangs out with her best friend, she does it once a week. They have a little wacky tobacco, and then they also drink and they eat, and then she brings snacks to me. You know what she bought me yesterday to eat?
What's that?
A fucking box of Crunch and Munch.
Oh shit! Is that good or bad? I
Crunch
can't
and
tell
Munch
by your face.
For me, Crunch and Munch is fantastic. For the toilet this morning, it was terrible.
Ah, yeah.
You understand what I'm getting at, buddy?
Little side tangent. You know what's better than Crunch and Munch?
Nothing is.
Fiddle Faddle.
The fuck is? Oh my god, that shit will give you fucking diabetes on a stick.
But
Does anybody? Better. Can you explain everybody what Fiddle Faddle is while I set this up real quick?
It's like butter toffee covered popcorn with peanuts in it. Like little Spanish peanuts, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Well, I mean, let's face it. Crunch and Munch is kind of basic compared to that.
All right.
Even though it's basically the same thing, but for some reason, If you can go to some out of the way gas station where they still have Fiddle Faddle, you'll be rewarded.
Anyway, listen, we do have
Wow.
what happened? What's going on?
RBV said, "Get to the effing review." He's just
fuck
he doesn't
you
know
then,
the
dude.
format of our show at all, does he?
Fuck
We're
you,
not
my
going to
friend.
talk about wrestling for an hour.
For at least as part of the
45.
as part of the 3 count, we will have a full review. Well, not full. We're gonna have a review of the fucking pay-per-view. I don't even have the pay-per-view results pulled up in front of me.
That's okay. I got you.
Beautiful. All right, cool. So listen, you take care of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time since Rick. And one more time, we got Media M5. Did he jump in here? Yes, Media M5 is here. All right, so we got everybody here. Everybody's here and watching. Fucking exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 1, the 2. Pierce Austin is here. The 3 count.
This is the 3 count with today's biggest stories in pro wrestling, world news, pop culture, sports, and more. And now, back to Big Ray and the Vet.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 3 count. Oh, do you hear it?
All right, stop it. Stop
We
it.
get 30 seconds.
I know, but for Cult of
Ladies and
Personality, you
gentlemen,
get 5.
The biggest debut in pro wrestling history. It is the man, CM Punk.
Cut it.
I'm cutting. Would you let the shit play out?
I love that song, but you got to cut it.
Unfucking believable.
Dude, YouTube cops,
Oh, shit.
they will jump on you for playing Cult of Personality.
Why?
Trust me. I don't know. I had video game gameplay videos that got flagged like hundreds of times, like months and years after the fact, just for having CM Punk, footage in it with that song in it.
I know.
It's like,
That's
dude, leave me alone.
Well, I was only going to play a short clip of it.
I know.
Not
I
even
know.
10. It wasn't even 10 seconds.
I know.
I'm just saying, bro.
I know.
So the camera looks okay?
I like it.
All right, cool. Well, I might just
CM
see with the fucking camera. Fuck it.
CM Punk?
CM Punk. So listen, dude. I haven't had a chance to listen to the Impact Attack. Did you guys put it up yet? I know you recorded it.
I have no idea when that ever goes up.
Great. All right. So, did you get a chance to?
We did discuss it, but I told them and I jumped on the Smack Attack because I knew they would be the first people to actually get a chance to react to it.
Okay.
But I told both the Smack Attack and the Impact Attack that you were going to want to carve out a big chunk of time, so I wasn't going to give them everything. I was just going to give them a little bit. So here's like, my thoughts. My thoughts is going to be main event stuff for you, but you go ahead and get started with what you want to say.
Well, I'm going to say it right now. People that follow me know that I'm not the biggest AEW fan. I'm not the biggest supporter of their brand of professional wrestling. I don't watch it regularly, but I don't know, man. It's been weird over the last couple of days, over the last week. My son, for people that don't follow me on social media, I had posted a picture of my son who DVR'd the fucking event. Apparently he's been watching, didn't tell me. So that's like, that's number one. So he's been watching AEW and he fucking enjoys it. He likes it a lot. He loves fucking Jungle Boy. He loves fucking Luchasaurus. That's like, those like his guys, apparently. He was, I tell people that John Cena is my son's Hulk Hogan and CM Punk was his Macho Man, my son was born in 2008. So if you think about the time when he became, a wrestling fan and started watching, CM Punk was the man. John Cena was the man. So this is interesting. I got to tell you, man, to be genuine with you, I don't think AEW did it wrong when it came to this. I thought they did everything right when it came to CM Punk coming out. And I do believe, and guys, that I ain't putting shit over just to put it over. I really do believe that CM Punk is a needle mover. This is a big deal. And yeah, I made fun of the fucking crying guy and everything like that. We all did. Be honest. Most of us did. I know you did. Oh, I know you didn't, fucking Jamie. Fucking perfect vet. I know you didn't, but I did. Okay, but it wasn't a thing of being malicious. It was funny to me. Just like, God forgive me. I put up a suicide hotline gimmick, for Mets fans, because they are like fucking 7 games out of first place. It's happened in like 3 days. It's amazing. How do you lose? How are you 5.5 games in first place and then it's fantastic. Anyway, New York Yankees, 11 games in a row, baby. How do you feel about that?
I feel like you're gonna jinx it. Just calm down. Let them win quietly.
Why would I calm down?
Because you're gonna jinx it.
Jesus Christ. All right, fine.
Just like you did with the Knicks. You started putting the Knicks over for winning a couple of games, and then they blew it. So don't do that.
Did I?
Yep.
So then this song was written in like 1920. It's this song right here is actually public domain.
I was gonna say.
So
we get brought down for this.
No, we can't. This is actually off the public domain site.
Nice.
This is the New York Yankees theme song. Hey, New York Yankees, get your popcorn here. Popcorn here. Now batting. Shortstop number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2. New York Yankees, 11 in a row. All you Met fans out there can suck these nuts, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus.
Fuck.
I think we were saying something about CM Punk. You were trying to tie this into the crying guy, I think.
Well, the crying guy. So, listen.
Which I would back off the crying guy a little bit, because that's kind of what you get like if I send a text message you don't like.
Shut up. How dare you?
All right.
So rude. It's true. My feelings get hurt really quick if I care. I said this last week.
I thought you would empathize with the crying guy.
Well, so I'm going to say this. With the crying guy, I'm going to put this out. We only wish, if you're a professional wrestler, if you're a sports entertainer, you only wish that you could get the reaction that this guy got, the emotion that this guy got. People genuinely gave a shit that CM Punk came out. Not only that, but he didn't do anything crazy. He didn't really, he called out a young up-and-coming talent in Darby Allin. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's putting over this young kid that probably nobody's tuned in. I'm sure there are wrestling fans that tuned in just to see if CM Punk would show up that haven't watched wrestling in about 10 years, just like my son, just like my nephew. My brother's son, fucking texts me out of the blue. Theo is Spanish for uncle. Theo, I got a wrestling question. I'm like, what? A wrestling question? And he's like, dude, is CM Punk going to be wrestling? And he's asking me all this shit. What's up with AEW? Like is there anybody there I know? And I'm like, well, yeah, there's a bunch of people you know. And people are fucking excited about this. So then I sit down and I watch this Rampage. And I say to myself, this ain't bad. What's changed, Vet? What's changed? Has CM Punk's arrival to this company solidified it to me in my mind so much that I'm finding what I'm seeing relatively acceptable? That's a rhetorical question, number one. And I'm going to end with this, and I want to hear your thoughts. Again, like I said, it was perfect. When I'm saying perfect, CM Punk gets in the ring, he fucking just pours out. He just talks. Nothing scripted. No fucking funny business. No fucking run-ins. None of that bullshit. Excuse me. I was really excited about the ice cream bars, too, by the way. Which, if anybody ever had ice cream, the WWF ice cream bars, those are some of the best fucking ice cream bars I have ever had in my fucking life.
I talked about this part on the Impact Attack, and those bums had not had the ice cream bar. But it's that cookie, Ray. They can't recreate that cookie part.
Why not?
I don't know. So
you know why?
The recipe must have been lost to time.
I'll tell you why. It's the same reason why Twinkies don't taste the same. Same reason why Ho-Hos don't taste the same. Same reason why chocolate bars aren't as delicious as they were when we were kids. They're using all this synthetic bullshit. I'm sure they used better quality ingredients back then. Hey, what's up, Rad Rob? Rad Rob is here. Got struck down because he put up some podcast and YouTube is shadow banning him, so support him. So, dude, like, this was good, man. This was really, really fucking good. I was very happy with the way they did this. And he sat down, he did the whole cross leg gimmick, took off his fucking jacket, I like the new CM Punk shirt too. That shit's pretty dope. I would actually wear it. I don't wear much white. I usually wear the lightest color I wear is maybe like a gray. White looks weird on me. You see my nipples, but I'm here. Hey, you are the main event here, brother. You are the veteran of the business. So talk to me, man. Like, tell me about this, like this situation. You're gonna give me stuff that you said that you did not give the other Jabroni podcast. So let me know what's going on.
Not that they're jabronis, but I knew that you were going to want to talk about this.
They are.
And it was going to, well, okay, look.
Just putting it out
I'm not disagreeing,
okay,
but let me just say that's not why I held back.
You said it.
I held back because I knew you had a lot of interest in talking about it. I knew it from your social media posts and everything like that. Plus, I just knew that, in the interest of newsworthiness and things to talk about on this show, you would be interested in it, whereas, the other guys were like, Well, I don't want to say the Smack Attack guys weren't interested, but we had a nice little conversation there. But I want to give some context before I talk about the AEW show. And this will be the content that you're not going to get on the other shows. Okay. So I have to provide some context for CM Punk and my sort of weird connection / kinship / love-hate / relationship with this individual. So I actually met CM Punk back in 2006. All right. Now, he was coming into OVW developmental at that time. And as I understood it, after the fact, I didn't necessarily know it at the time, but he definitely looked at that as like a step down. He thought he was ready to go straight into, the main roster, whatever you want to call it.
Or maybe to the moon?
To the moon. Well, wherever he thought. He didn't think he was going to go to fucking Louisville, Kentucky. That's what he didn't think.
I get you.
But they, so he was carrying a certain amount of bitterness with him. And as we all know now, looking back in retrospect, that bitterness would balloon up into a big deal to the point where he had to walk away for the better part of a decade. And the WWE has a way of making people who love wrestling hate wrestling. So I think we can all sort of empathize with that a little bit. But this is my first impression of this person. Now, I was not like one of those Ring of Honor fans, so I wasn't familiar with like all of his stuff from that. I just heard his name. Okay, so when I go to introduce myself to him, he's standing by like this snack bar thing that we had at the Davis Arena, and he's sitting there talking to somebody else, I don't remember who. And so you know how it is in wrestling, you have to shake everybody's hand and stuff like that. So it's kind of a thing where it's like, look, I have to do this, I can't not do this. So I go up to him and I say, hey, I'm Jamie, nice to meet you, and shake his hand, right? Now, if I've never met you, Ray, now, we haven't had the pleasure of meeting in person for lots of reasons, but if I met you and I said, hi, I'm Jamie, nice to meet you, what would you say back to me?
Fuck out of my face, you fucking mark. No, I would probably say, nice to meet you, sir. I'm Ray.
Right. Okay. So he gives me the kind of like nice to meet
smirk,
you.
like the smirk with a smirk on his face.
Nice to meet you. No name, no nothing. No, I'm Punk. No, I'm Phillip. No, I'm Mr. Brooks. No, nothing. Just like I'm supposed to know who this motherfucker is.
Right.
Okay, that whole thing. So right off the bat, I'm rubbed, the wrong way. And I get a sense of this guy's attitude. Fast forward. Second encounter. WrestleMania 23. I'm walking in the back door where the extras come in at Ford Field. And we're all walking in a line with our, our bags, our rolling cases, that that kind of thing, right?
Rolling
here comes,
well, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. Here comes CM Punk. He's coming up the thing. He's jazzed. I think it's his first WrestleMania. He had that whole like ECW originals versus New Blood type match at that particular show, right? He comes up, he walks past all of us, and he gives everybody a high five. So he's high fiving everybody in line. He's pumped. He's happy. This is a different CM Punk. I'm seeing a different guy.
Okay.
Next time I see him, back at OVW, he walks past me. He goes, hey, how you doing? And I say, I'm good. How are you, sir? You know, and he goes, don't call me sir. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm like, this is so, like, you can't speak out on these things for lots of, you can't say what you want to say to these people because, you know, they will bury you. Even if you're a nobody, they'll take their time to make sure that you're buried. But you just want to be like, dude, you're a nobody to talk to me like that. Like, I'm just saying sir the same way you would say dude or bro or man or whatever. It's just a, you know. So this is kind of an annoying guy. But as I go on to see like what he goes on to do in the WWE, which was an ECW, right? He was doing these promos, if you remember, where he was basically talk about how he's a straight edge and he doesn't do drugs and he's all this stuff. It was kind of almost like the Kurt Angle. You remember the Kurt Angle promos where he just talked about how good he was and then everybody kind of booed him when he first got there?
Of course, yeah. He's being the ultra babyface that everybody hated.
Right. And that's kind of what I thought CM Punk was going to get. But when he come out there for his debut, like, the people knew who he was and they loved him. He had, for some reason, built up a good, loyal fan base that followed him and made him feel like he was a somebody, so that even if the other WWE fans in there had not heard of him, they would feel like, hey, I should have heard of this guy because people are reacting to him around me. And he went on to get over. And part of it was that a trash can?
That's salt, I think. Salty.
Oh, salt. A glass of milk?
Maybe, I don't know. That's Gam Wolfers. Gam Wolfers, can you explain what this little emoji is? Because it looks like a white trash can. Looks like a salt shaker. What do we got here? Got a glass of milk? What do we got over here? Huh?
Glass of milk? Yeah. So, like...
Milk. It is milk.
Milk, okay.
Confirmed.
So, because Kurt Angle, okay. All right. So... Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I didn't think that people would connect to him the way that they did. Mm-hmm. You know, I knew he would have his fans from Ring of Honor and his fans from his very brief time in TNA, maybe. But I did not think that he would get over to the degree that he did because I thought people would see. That's true. That's true.
Ray likes big milkers. Sure do.
I thought people would kind of see the guy that I saw. Mm-hmm. But apparently they didn't. And a lot of the things that he said when he was talking to the fans as a heel and trying to get heat, like, I know that he pretty much felt like that was a shoot, and they all probably thought he was working. Okay. But what he was doing in his gimmick was, when I was thinking of, you know, getting in the business or what would I have to offer as a professional wrestler, he was doing a lot of the things that I kind of thought that I would do. Like, he basically would tell the truth, but in a working way. He wouldn't necessarily like expose the business and talk about, you know, like, you know how ECW would use people's real names sometimes, or they'd use like insider stuff to pop their smart fans and everything like that. Not so much like that, but just the way, especially after the pipe bomb, that he would kind of like speak truth, but to the storyline. You know, I kind of looked at that as things that I would do. So I saw him following a similar path, and I thought that maybe the reason why I initially didn't like him was because of the whole familiarity breeds contempt thing. Like, you don't like things that are similar to yourself about other people. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
So I've always felt like this weird connection to the guy because of his path, right? But it just never really been a fan of his. But I'm fascinated at the way he was able to get over doing things that I was thinking about doing if I had ever got to that, you know, to that point. Is
that something that you would have done if you got to that point, like been that guy? Because that's who you are. Like you pretty much speak from the heart, which I appreciate. I do. I get hurt sometimes, but I do appreciate.
The difference is I think between the two of us is he was not nearly as right. There's their headline. The difference is he was not nearly as considerate of other people. I think if he wanted to say something, he would just say it. And I think there's probably some instances that we could talk about, or not that we could talk about, but that some other people could speak more to because they might have more information. Like, for example, I think Ted McNaylor could probably shed some light on some of these situations. I don't want to accuse him of anything because it's just rumors and hearsay, but things I heard that he got OVW kicked out of a town or two because of his mouth. You know what I mean? While he was down there, because he just didn't give a fuck and would say things to people without, any regard for, who he might be talking to. That's the difference. Like,
he shouldn't have said it.
He definitely shouldn't have said it.
All right, let me take this down. Did you read this comment from Cam? What does it say?
Yeah.
What does it say? I still like the time, the straight edge society gimmick with Man Beast and Serena. Also, this one did say he didn't know how many drinks he had, and the fans popped wild. Living a society. What? Gam, are you drinking?
I lost Gam there, but I think he's definitely onto something. Maybe he can get his thoughts together, and maybe another glass of milk emoji would help.
Another glass, 2 glasses.
Yeah. So I say all this to say that I'm not necessarily like, I've never been like a fan of the guy, like to the point that I feel like I want to support him, but I almost feel like I can relate to him based on the similarities that I feel that we've had. You know what I mean? Like just a weird connection. So like when I would think about the things that he would do, I would try to relate that to myself to figure out what he was going to do. So when I said he was not going to come back, I was putting myself in that situation. Like, what would I do if I, went out there, left the WWE, went to UFC, got pieced up by a couple of guys, and then would I want to show my face in public after I made all these millions of dollars? Would I want to show my face in public again to go back to fake fighting? It just seems like it would be embarrassing. You know what I mean? So I didn't think for a long time. I thought, well, right up until he did it, I thought he wouldn't do it. But this is all just to provide the context to say that when he did walk out, and the people did react the way they did, I did feel like it was a perfect moment for AEW. Because all the dumb shit that they'd done up to that point, this could be like a reset point. This could be a jumping off point for them, where they stop doing the dumb shit, where they start trying to like really nail down what it takes to be successful as a wrestling company going forward and not make the mistakes that they make and the growing pains that they've made. I mean, even if you look back at the beginning of AEW, you can see the differences. Like they don't trot Marco Stunt out there to have matches on TV. He's more like the mascot. They don't have the guy with no legs. You know what I mean? Remember the guy with no legs? They're not doing that shit no more. They pushed a lot of the garbage off to the internet shows where they belong, and then they've got such a big, like diverse roster that they barely even have room for on Dynamite and Rampage. What were you going to say, Ray?
Real quick, dude. You said no legs, and I remember going to New York City and watching this wrestler debut. He had one leg. He was a military guy, and I forgot about this guy. I don't know why the hell he popped. Do you remember Chris Melendez from TNA?
What did he do? Was that his name, Chris Melendez?
His name was Chris Melendez. He was a veteran of the U.S. military, the U.S. Army, and he lost his leg, if I'm correct, in Iraq. And he wrestled with one leg, or I think 2 fake legs, if I'm correct. I can't remember now, but I just fucking I was like, holy shit! I wonder if this guy's still around, and he's still wrestling. Apparently, he's on Twitter. He followed me, but I think I was supposed to interview him, and something happened that we couldn't hug up or whatever. This is a long time ago, but you just said no legs, and they kind of just came. Does anybody remember Chris Melendez? Because he was supposed to be a big deal in TNA, and nothing didn't work.
I kind of remember who you're talking about now. I thought he only had one fake leg.
Was it?
I thought. If I'm thinking of who you were thinking of. But but this guy had no legs. So the guy in AEW I'm talking about. So, you know what I mean? This was very much like I'll
put it up to the camera. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you meant.
Yeah, Chris Melendez.
Are they both fake?
No, he has one fake leg. The third one is real too.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Hello.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think it's a moment that they can really build on. And I think it's also a moment that they wouldn't have handled the same a year ago. I think if this came a year ago and CM Punk walked out, I'm sure he would have been interrupted by CM Punk would have been interrupted by QT Marshall or something, and just they would have done some stupid bullshit like they always do. But they let this be exactly what it needed to be, and it was perfect. And I said that on the Smack Attack. I said that it was a good moment for him, regardless of what I think about him personally or what some others do. He was also the weeping guy. If you noticed, like he cried.
Of course. Why not?
It was a big deal, and it was nice to see. But above all else,
mm-hmm.
the whole reason that we, as performers, continue to do this ridiculous job is because we hope that we can get a moment that's even like 1/100th of that.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
We want the people to care. You can't make fun of people for caring. It's the whole point. Why would you show up and pay your money just to not care? Now, you could say what you want about, it's just wrestling and all this other stuff. Yeah, but that is the goal. And it does, and granted, I understand that it takes something like a guy being gone for so long to get that moment, because you can't manufacture that moment.
No,
and you can't get it with anybody else because nobody else has been gone. The Rock has been around, Brock Lesnar's been around, Steve Austin comes around. Like all these guys that have been gone for a while, they still come around. Yeah,
you see these guys.
Yeah,
you see these guys like Daniel Bryan when he makes his debut in New York, which he will. I know that for a fact now. It's not going to be as big as CM Punk, even though, and I want you to hear me out here, Vet. I genuinely think, this is going to sound crazy, I think Daniel Bryan is a bigger get than CM Punk because Daniel Bryan has been so synonymous with the WWE. The smart marks know him from fucking, ROH, and they know him from Japan, and they know him from everywhere, whatever. Fine. The indies, fine. But this is a WWE guy. This guy won the undisputed championship belt for the little boy with cancer. This guy was the Yes Movement. I genuinely think Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, I have to get used to saying it that way, is much bigger. Well, not much bigger, but bigger than CM Punk. But I agree with you 1,000% that, and I think you said it so eloquently and perfectly, where, it's kind of like the way I said it, but you said it much better. Then you shouldn't have said it. Where we wish in anything that we do. Am I wrong? Like when I'm at work, right? And I help a resident out with something. Like I help repair something in their apartment. It's an older lady. I had this actually not like 2 or 3 days ago. I had this old lady, and she really couldn't figure out her television system. And I took a couple of minutes. I went upstairs. She had the HDMI port all fucked up and all this other shit. And I just unplugged things and reset things. And she was so grateful. And I didn't get emotional, but I got goosebumps because she was so happy that I helped her out. She doesn't have family. I'm her family. You feel me? So in order, like, can you imagine being away from something that you genuinely love? You fell out of love with it. It's like a relationship. Listen, everybody knows me and Jen had our ups and downs. There are times that I fucking couldn't stand her, but I always loved her. And I think this is the relationship CM Punk has with wrestling. And I don't want people to get this vision of CM Punk being a piece of shit either, because I don't know him personally. You had more interaction with him. But I wanted to play this really quickly. It's only 20 seconds. And, if you're dealing with people like this on a regular basis, like every day, day in, day out, it could be annoying. And here's a clip.
Our first question is from Nick Hausman of Wrestling Inc., and he'll be followed by Chris Mueller of Bleacher Report.
I feel like I want to look on Twitter to look up all these people to see if I have them blocked or not.
No, these are nice people.
Hey, Punk! Punk, you don't have me blocked. I covered your trial, that you won. So we're on
good reason to block you, Nick.
Come on, Nick.
Oh, all right. Well, hey.
What a fucking dick. It's a good reason to block you, Nick. I think he thought he might have blocked Nick Hausman. I think he forgot to block him. I bet he's blocked now.
He's definitely blocked now.
So you're dealing with this day in, day out, dude. I mean, put yourself in the shoes, man. Listen, Vet, when I text you stupid shit, I know you want to block me. You said it. You said it during every fucking smack attack you did. Is there any way we can block Ray?
Mm-hmm.
Any way we can silence him when you're on the impact attack? Colin, please turn him off. I think you and Punk have more in common than you're putting over, my friend.
I said we have things in common, but the difference is when he says it, he probably means it. When I say it, it's probably a bit that I'm trying to get over.
Is it though?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. You think so?
Yes, I believe so.
This is gonna be a 4-hour show, guys. Just so you know.
It's gonna be a 4-hour show. You know, like you said, we don't really know like about the guy. I'm sure though, as you get older, you know this, Ray. As we get older, we get a little bit softer, about things.
In the pants. I'll tell you that.
Just maybe some of us, but
no, maybe.
Yeah, but like that, you know what I mean? So maybe he's learned a lesson, maybe he's grown as a person. This is what I can tell you guys though. Of all the things that you have to not like about the guy, one thing that you can say is that part of the reason that he's got this reputation is because he would fight for things that he believed in. Right. So coming into AEW, he's basically writing his own ticket. Anybody that thinks he's going to be made to do something he's not going to want to do, that ain't happening.
Nope.
So look forward to what real creative control looks like, brother. And
think with Daniel Bryan, by the way.
I was gonna. So just to touch on your point about Daniel Bryan, it's not as big of a get because we know Bryan is a mark for wrestling, and he's gonna do it. And we already saw him do it this year. We saw him wrestle a few months ago, so it's not the same thing. But he's going to bring a lot more of that credibility that AEW needs. And the more guys with credibility that push to the side all the Chuck Taylors and the Marco Stunts and like the Dark Order guys, like as the more guys that push those guys off to the side, like the more legitimate the AEW will become as a wrestling company. So this is a chance for them. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm not saying I'm an AEW fan. I'm not saying that they're not going to keep making mistakes, but there are going to be people here that just tune in to watch because, like your son, they watching because CM Punk is back, and then they might like a few other people, or they might only like CM Punk. It doesn't matter. If he's their chance to make a difference, and it's going to be they're going to have to actually actively work to screw it up. And so we'll see what happens there.
We will see. And I want to put this out there for the people that are listening right now, and guys and gals who follow us on social media. Hit me up, hit Vet up, or maybe just me, not the Vet, at Big Ray Hernandez on Twitter. And if you guys have any stories for the 3 count, if you guys have them for me, if you have anything that you want us to talk about, that'll be cool. You guys, we record Wednesday morning, so if you can shoot them to me like on Tuesdays, that would be amazing. I have a story that somebody actually sent me, but I'm going to save it for down the line real quick. I just wanted to quickly get into if there's any other closing thoughts you had about CM Punk. Please let us,
Well, one thing.
What's up?
I think, let's be honest, half of the appeal is that song, right? Let's like it makes
it's a great song. Yo, I was on there's a Facebook page. It's called African American something wrestling community. I forgot what it is. And they put over a lot of the black athletes in wrestling, and you have some idiots that say stupid shit there. But this one kid posted something. I wanted to punch him right through the fucking computer. He posted, and I quote, "Hey, did anybody else know that the people that sang CM Punk's theme song was they were all black?" I was like, "You fucking idiot." Let me close this window because somebody's fucking flying a plane over here. Stand by 1 second.
Sure. Another thing, it's going to sound kind of silly, but I'm sure it's true. The timing wise from when Punk switched from whatever song he was, This Fire Burns or something by,
it wasn't that bad either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was what was it? Kill Switch Engage, I think. And
Why
then
not? Engage.
And then, but when he switched, nice. When he switched to Cult of Personality, that came at around a time when it's gonna sound silly, but a lot of younger people, they heard that song from Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero was big around that time, and
Guitar Hero,
and it definitely introduced a generation of younger people to songs that they would not have otherwise heard. But now that they're forced to sort of interact with it, playing in this video game, they kind of heard some songs of shit. I can't remember which one it was in. I want to say it was 3. I think it was Guitar Hero 3 that Cult of Personality was in. And there's something about like the original master track was lost, so that they couldn't use it. So they actually had Living Color re-record Cult of Personality for Guitar Hero 3 with like a new guitar solo and everything. So think about it. You play that game on your PlayStation 2 or your Nintendo Wii or whatever the hell you're playing it on, and then all of a sudden this wrestler comes out and he starts using that song. It's like, hey, that's that song from that game. I like that song. There's weird avenues that you have to use to get young people into stuff sometimes, because
it works.
Yeah, whatever works. But but that song is a huge part of probably his appeal. It's like when you hear those guitar licks, it doesn't matter who comes out after that. It could be the no-legged guy. You'd be like, man, this no-legged guy, there's something to him. I don't know. I want to see more of him.
And I got to be honest, I am a little disappointed at one thing with AEW, and I know you can't imitate exactly what WWF did at the time with their ice cream bars, but I think instead of a big chocolate coated bar over vanilla bean ice cream, I saw the description of it, actually somebody trying to sell the fucking thing on eBay for $1,000, which if anybody buys it, come on, get a life. But like you could have I think they could have made it look like it, put it on a stick, put a cookie over it, you know what I'm saying, with a picture of CM Punk holding an ice cream bar. I made a meme with him holding an ice cream bar and it has AEW on it. Listen, you can say what you want to say. I'm going to say this.
Let's keep saying what we want to say, right? It's our show.
I was supposed to cover Light the Fuse this week. It was supposed to be me and Chris Silvio. Unfortunately, I can't do it because I have a date night with Jen tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to record. What are you doing the face for? I got to take her out every once in a while, dude. It is what it is.
They don't record Light the Fuse at date night time. They record in the morning.
No, but I'm going to be gone because listen, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning, go to my union, put Jen on my insurance. Then we're going to go to the Social Security office. She's going to change her name. She's going to take my last name. And then from there, we're going to go get an early lunch. All right. A late lunch, excuse me, almost like evening, whatever. And then we're going to go out for drinks. We're going to go to Mary's for drinks, Mario's at 32 Avenue A, New York City. So we have a full fucking day. I'm not going to have time to fucking record tomorrow. It is what it is. Sorry.
Sounds like a lot of excuses to me, but nonetheless.
Speaking of excuses, here's an excuse WWE gave. Now, look, talk a little Karrion Kross right now. And I've been very, very animate about how I feel about this situation. And I know you said in the past that you don't
watch all your favorite NXT wrestlers die. Watch them all die.
Here's the quote from a couple of stooges that are back there feeding it to. It says, everything and everyone, and I quote, everything and everyone must be marketable. Toys, shirts, images, and accessories. You need to stand out to sell, and this is how they sell. A source said regarding Karrion Kross' new gimmick, where he looked like a mix between Road Warrior, the fucking Demolition, and he had the fucking S&M gimmick. I put up the meme the other day, unfortunately, of Dodgeball when they all came on their S&M gear. That's what he looked like. And if you remember WCW, I think it was for the Super Nintendo, one of the WCW games, the Executioner. It's exactly the same fucking outfit. It's the same shit. Listen, I know you kind of trying to convince me to say maybe I'm wrong, that they are not trying to bury him. This is all a test. Why is Scarlett not with him? I forgot to tell you why, but it's personal issues, and they're putting it out that she had to take care of some quote unquote things. She may be with him back soon. I think this is a fucking travesty, dude. I think this is a twisted game that they are playing with Karrion Kross. I think it's disgusting. I think it sucks. Now I'm going to read this quote back real quickly. Everything must be marketable. Okay, the guy's 6'4". He's good looking. He's got fucking tattoos all over his body. He's fucking awesome. He can speak, he can talk, he can move. He can work, right? He can work. Can he work? Bet? Can you give it to him?
Can Kross work? No.
Why is he not a worker?
I just feel like he has to put everything together. I've never seen him be able to smoothly transition things that go awry.
Interesting. Let me read this comment by Gam here. Gam Wolfers. WWE is like the bully from Toy Story. Remember the claw gimmick? What Vince does to the NXT. That's what Vince does to the NXT talent. Pick him, torches him. And I think he's right, dude. Like,
to a degree,
it's bullshit.
Here's the problem. No, the claw gimmick is somebody else, and it's like Vince is like the parents, right? I mean, they like the kid runs up and says like, look what I want, and then the parents take it away. That's basically what it is. It's like Vince does not care about anybody in NXT at all. He doesn't know who they are. He's never seen them before. He only sees them right when they get put in front of him because it's other people's jobs to sort of review things that are going on in developmental and decide who they want to work with. So then at the certain time when the person gets called up, do you guys honestly think Vince McMahon is calling wrestlers up? He doesn't know who any of them are. So they get put in front of him and then he's kind of like, ugh, what am I supposed to do with this? So he either, part of the problem is guys like you, Ray. This is all your fault.
Oh, don't blame me for shit.
Well, here it comes. The people that because Kross is, among certain circles, he's sort of been touted as like the next big thing. You've heard this narrative, and
sure.
I don't, I'm not really blaming you, but you are one of the people that carries the narrative along because that's what you genuinely feel. You feel like you look at this guy and you see money written on him. There's nothing wrong with you thinking that. Anybody with a brain should think that. But when that narrative precedes the person, now you've heard about Karrion Kross before you actually get to know him, before you actually get to work with him. So it's almost like the whole am I supposed to be impressed by this guy? I heard he was so great. He's just this guy. You know what I mean? Whereas if you compared him to everybody else in NXT, you'd be like, wow, it's not your choice is basically what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I know what
it's
you
like
mean.
It's not Vince's choice. He doesn't see he would see somebody like Abracus and be like, I've got to make that guy into something, and it was never going to work. But if someone else if someone else brings somebody to him, he's like, well, this wasn't my idea, so I don't really care. I don't really know what the test would be. Like, what is giving Karrion Kross a stupid helmet? What's the test that he said that he wears it? I mean,
don't forget the really cool fucking suspenders.
The suspenders that don't fit right. Like,
why do you put those on him? Like, explain to me. All right. Play devil's advocate. Explain to me why this would work. Please.
I don't know why it would work, but I think that part of it was his own doing because he started wearing the loincloth thing on his own. And that may have triggered something in somebody's mind in creative services and was like, oh, what if it's like a gladiator type deal?
Oh, God. They Farouk'd him.
Yeah. Except Farouk came out with it and lost it. This guy came out with...
Don't forget Farouk Assad.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right, Rob.
But Farouk came out with the helmet and the gladiator, and then he dropped all that stuff. This guy came out with nothing, and now they're adding stuff.
But why do you need to add? Like, what's not marketable? I get it. Rey Mysterio sold all these fucking dolls with all these different masks and shit. I get it. What's not marketable about him? Seriously.
That's just their excuse for what they're doing.
It's bullshit, dude. It's bullshit.
That's bullshit. Their PR excuse. Yeah.
It's bullshit. And then what's going to happen is they're taking this talent. I don't give a fuck with anybody. This is my opinion, and I'm going to stick by it. They're taking the talent that I think could be, if done right, a generational talent. He could be your next Stone Cold Steve Austin. The guy can act. He could probably do movies, all this stuff. Me and Ben were putting this guy over a long time ago.
It's all your guys' fault.
It's not our fault. And you know
shouldn't
what?
have said it.
Well, it is what it is. I did say it. But with all that being said, he's also very approachable off camera. Have I spoken to the guy off camera since he's become a WWE talent? Yes. Has Ben spoken to him? Yeah, we can shoot on that. He's a good guy, dude. Like, he really cares about the business. And Ben warned him. I remember when we had, so we can stooge this off. So when we interviewed Karrion Kross on, at the time was the Impact Attack, I reached out to him. No problem. Dude was awesome. Really cool. He's still with us for like 2 hours. Ben warned him off air that this was going to happen. And he was very respectful. I don't think he understood the severity of which the WWE was going to test him. And now it's coming out. Now, will he become stronger? Like, all right, you look at Bobby Lashley. And that's the perfect example. A guy that's a world beater, has a look. He's not a worker, like you said. He doesn't work. He doesn't know how to work. But this guy is somebody that you tune in to see. I love what they're doing with Bobby Lashley. The best thing they ever did was put him with MVP. That is fantastic. I love him. Great champion. Fantastic champion. Jinder Mahal was a great fucking champion.
Whoa, slow down, Chief. All right, let's
great
not get
fucking champion. The Maharaja.
So I'm not going to get on board with that bullshit. But
it is what it is.
But the Bobby Lashley thing was a punishment. This, I don't know what you could call this. It can't be a punishment because he hasn't done nothing yet. But now
he did. Yes,
now
he did.
he talked to you guys on the Impact Attack, and that got him heat.
No.
I said it was your guys' fault as a joke, but now it turns out that that's really true. This is your guys' doing. You did this to him.
Let me tell you something, brother. I told you from the beginning what the Stooge report was. He got in an argument with the wrong people backstage, and you're saying no, and I know that you know what you're talking about, but also I know what I heard. And he rubbed people the wrong way. He didn't bow down. He stood his ground. That worked out great for CM Punk over the long term, right?
In a way, it did because they still went along with it. One thing that that reminds me of an interesting thing I was thinking about.
What's that?
It's kind of like if you really look at it with very few exceptions, all the success that people have had in the WWF/E as superstars, it's almost like an accident. Because if you would have left it up to certain people, or if they would have just went along with it, none of this would have ever happened. You look at what Vince McMahon's vision was for Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Look how that was like when he came in there. Look at what his vision was for The Rock. You know, we'll have you smiling and shaking hands and have a pineapple haircut.
And you cannot give him credit for Hulk Hogan because Hulkamania was established in AWA.
Right.
You young kids that don't know.
Yeah. And whatever he did in the WWF before that was Vince's dad, not necessarily Vince Jr.
The only person I'll kind of give him credit for a little bit is the Ultimate Warrior, because when he was the Dingo Warrior or the Dingo Warrior and World Class Championship Wrestling, he didn't have the running gimmick and the music and everything like that. I think that was, he turned the Ultimate Warrior from a savage, because he was supposed to be like some type of savage warrior, into a superhero, basically. So I'll give him that. John Cena, maybe. I know John Cena did the gimmick. I don't know if it was his idea when he was backstage.
Accidental.
Right, because he was backstage. That's right. You're right. He was backstage with Stephanie McMahon, and it was Halloween. He was dressing like a rapper, and he did the whole rapping gimmick, and somebody probably said, "Oh, shit, this guy,
Batista."
Oh, Deacon Batista, you mean?
I do. What about think about your boy Daniel Bryan?
What do you think about? Yeah, what do you think about what Rad Rob says? I'll give him that too.
Well, I did say with a very few exceptions, and I guess the Undertaker would be one. But then again, a lot of that was probably had some input from the guy.
Right.
I'm sure Vince didn't think so far ahead of the Undertaker's career that he knew what it would become. He just threw another gimmick on a guy, but it turned out to be good. Probably accidental. Mick Foley, he didn't even want him there. He only hired him because of JR. You know what I mean? And Mick had to prove himself, but he even tried to screw that up. And if it wasn't for Mick Foley's intelligence, then a lesser person never would have got that gimmick over, the Mankind gimmick. Going back to what I said, Daniel Bryan, they tried everything they could to not push that guy, and he was just too undeniable. You know what I mean? You could go back and look at how they've actually done more to fight success, and stuff happens accidentally, then we can really say like that this is the genius of Vince McMahon and his creative team.
Hold on, I got it. Sergio Rangel.
Oh god,
meat was over. Sean Stasiak was fucking over. They just didn't know how to use him.
Can you time out Sergio? Can you go ahead and time out Sergio?
No, he's a nice guy. Look at him. Look at him with the kid. He's a good shaped guy. No.
Yeah, he could have been doing this show, but instead he's a mark like the rest of them.
Oh.
So anyhow,
anywho.
So yeah, but all that is to say that like, if Kross survives this and goes on to be what we know he should be, it's obviously going to be an uphill battle for him. But we've never seen a point in time like this where the WWE was so viciously opposed to guys getting over. You know? Before it was just like they didn't know how to do it or they had stupid ideas. Now it seems like they are definitely trying to put their thumb on people and hold them down.
It's like Roman Reigns. Years they were fighting making the guy a heel. Years. Well,
they could have made him a huge baby face that they wanted him to be, but they would cut him off at the knees every time. They would do stupid things to make him look stupid. You know, all he had to be was exactly who he was in the Shield, and people liked him. And then they stopped liking him as soon as they started having him do dumb shit. So, you know,
Facts.
Yeah. So this is really nothing new, but it's part of a bigger picture, which is like people have gotten over in spite of them more than they've gotten over because of them. Right? So I feel bad for Kross because he does seem like a nice guy. I've never had the pleasure, but
Very
now
cool
we
guy.
know that. Now we know that the entire reason that this is all going on is because of Hameen Media Group.
It's our fault.
Thanks for shining the light on it.
Speaking of
and
our
admitting
fault,
to it.
listen, you know, Adam Cole, he apparently turned down that contract that was offered to him in the WWE. Kenny Omega has been he had gone to social media posting a picture of Adam Cole. I think his wife Britt Baker actually tweeted Adam Cole baby with a smirking emoji. I have a feeling this guy will be an AEW talent, and I think he'll really get over big there. And I think that's a guy that I would love to see in a feud with the CM Punk. Could you imagine the mic work between those two guys? Those two guys are basically like, if it wasn't for CM Punk, and I put it over because CM Punk said this during his interview, if it wasn't for him and what he did, whether you like him or not, a lot of the guys working now probably wouldn't have jobs in major companies. Facts. Because nobody was looking at the indies to really get anybody, you know, bring anybody up off of their indie buzz. And that was CM Punk that started that shit, man. So,
yeah, let's not forget the entire his exit from the company that probably had the entire way that the health and wellness stuff was reevaluated in that company.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you know all that.
Absolutely.
But I mean, yeah, so
Look,
I don't know.
Do you think
Adam Cole's like, hey, Frank in the chat, now you want CM Punk to look big, bring Adam Cole in and stand next to him. That'll make CM Punk look like a giant.
Oh yeah, pal. You know, I got another story, and this story is from my friend the Professor. If you don't know who he is magnanimous, he is scholarly, and he is absolutely glorious. Professor Chabelo Veracruz. He actually does a fantastic podcast on the Big Vito brand and also in the PW Hustle. I produce this show. It's called the Pro Wrestling Reflection. And this week they're going to be talking some Sunday Night Heat. WWF Sunday Night Heat. That's going to be fun to produce. I love doing that show. Check them out, guys. Again, they're on Twitch. on Patreon, everywhere. Check them out. They're fantastic. Tommy Wonder promised. Tommy Wonder. Do you know? Do you ever work Tommy? Tommy Wonder?
Probably. Can't
Probably.
remember
He's
everybody,
worked
but
everywhere. He was a part of Los Rudos. Los Rudos. He was and he's whiter than you. When he played a Latino gimmick, very fucking over. The guy's worked with everybody from Canada all the way down to fucking Puerto Rico. Tommy is awesome. He does a show with Professor, and Tommy is a huge NXT fan. And Tommy, I'm gonna call you out. I've known Tommy Wonder for at least 6 years. And did you know this son of a bitch is like, you do an NXT podcast? I wanted to punch him right in the face, but his head is huge.
Don't you? Yeah. Don't you love when your friends support you?
Sergio's saying, who? Tommy Wonder. It's the man. Tom Bryant. You can find him on Facebook at the Tommy Wonder. He's the man. Anyway, Professor sent me this story about Samoa Joe and Samoa Joe on how Vince McMahon sees the WWF. I'm sorry, NXT. I'm going to read this really quickly. It's just a short paragraph. The new NXT champion Samoa Joe was recently interviewed by French YouTuber Hal. I don't know who that is. He talked about things such as his firing from WWE, potential return, so on and so forth. And as my fucking phone freezes, Joe was asked about the boss, what he thinks about NXT, and he claimed that Mr. McMahon perceives NXT as the future of the company. I'm going to read this quote, and we'll go off from there. This is Samoa Joe saying, "I think he perceives it as the future of his company. I think that he's heavily invested in it." It's funny, you know. I read all this stuff that I hear from people. All right, so basically, he's saying that Vince McMahon is saying,
"What's the matter? You don't like Samoa Joe's promos?"
This is bullshit, dude. Vince McMahon wants nothing to do.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said it. It's true. It's just bullshit.
Well, look, he does. I'm sure he does see NXT as the future of his company. What else could it be? That doesn't mean that he has any idea what goes on there or what he should do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's like basically saying, "Hey guys down there in Florida, give me a future. I'll be waiting. I'll be sure to bury them when they get up here."
And that's exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, listen, dude, it's time. We're gonna give you you have the match card, right? The results for
got it.
NXT Takeover. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to review NXT Takeover 36. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, NXT Takeover 36. This just popped off this past weekend. If you're listening, 8/25/2021. This was a damn good show. Very enjoyable for me. And Jesus Christ, that Dragunov match. Whew,
Whoa, all in order. NXT
Takeover 36 review. Vet, I'm gonna give you the you're going to take the helm here. So engage.
All right, well, let's go with the kickoff. There's a match on the kickoff. And it's got Ridge Holland versus Trey Baxter in what could possibly be his farewell match. Now, this is not Timothy Thatcher. This is Trey Baxter. So right off the bat, Ray,
I was wrong.
I want to know if you'd like to apologize to Bernie DC.
No.
How many
matches on the card?
Excuse me.
How many matches on the card?
Excuse me.
How many matches on the card?
Excuse me.
How many matches on the card?
For the blatant disrespect last week.
The card is always subject to change. They move shit to NXT.
And if you could, now this is more for me, Ray. Could you explain the mindset, which is shockingly more prevalent in recent years? Can you explain the mindset of people who are so confidently and adamantly wrong? And like, what is it like to go through life just believing that you're right, and then it turns out you have no idea what you're talking about? Like, what is that? How is that day to day?
I don't know. Ask your ex-girlfriend. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, you said that
I
we
wasn't
were
wrong.
going to.
How many matches were there on the card?
You said that the 3 matches
Uh-huh.
that we watched last night,
Did we not see Legado del Fantasma on this pay-per-view?
we not in a match.
They were on this pay-per-view. The card is always subject to change.
All right, Bernie DC, I tried. Okay, I tried.
Yeah. If that's your real name, Bernie.
I'm sure it's exactly his name. I'm sure that's his face. The Redskins logo is his actual face.
Which will change. What did it change? Yes, it did change.
Washington football team.
Are the Atlanta Braves gonna still do the fucking karate chop shit? Oh, that bullshit. Isn't that racist?
Can you stop a stadium full of people from doing that?
No, you can't.
Okay.
But you can change the fucking logo.
All right.
I was wrong. You know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. I fucked up. All right, I got information from somebody who was close, and apparently they mixed up what the card was going to be for NXT and, the takeover gimmick. And I was wrong. Bernie DC, I apologize. I'm sorry.
Okay. So we start off Takeover with a Ted DiBiase on a pole match. Well, I'm waiting for his response. It's really not about me, so I can't speak for him.
Is Bernie DC here? I don't even see him.
I thought I saw him earlier, but he's a usual regular viewer.
No,
so.
maybe that's I told you so, Mr. Boss. Fuck the world, FTW.
Isn't that Nobody Worth to Remember with a new name? Because he's got the same picture.
How am I the politician of HMG?
I don't know. Maybe. Let's not do it. Let's get into
this
Takeover.
card. All right, I'm excited.
So Ted DiBiase on a pole match.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the $1 million trash can?
That was the shits.
Okay, you did like it.
Oh God, that was the shits.
So I have a note here that there's this spot in the match where, you know how like you go for like a jumping neck breaker, like LA Knight goes for a jumping neck breaker, and Cameron Grimes holds onto the ropes and he just hits the ground, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of occurs to me, like, if this was real and you grabbed a grown man's neck and fell down with all your body weight and he didn't hit the ground, I feel like that would hurt way worse than if you just fell to the ground, don't you think?
Probably.
It's like a whiplash type, like your neck would snap up. Yeah, so anyways, just this one. But these guys got a lot of time. I've seen shorter main events than this match, and they tried to make it exciting, and they tried to pay off the investment. But I don't know. Did you think they did? Was this worth all the stuff that we got?
I thought it was a good pay-per-view, dude. A good event.
No, I'm talking about this particular match. As far as like we had to sit and watch all this Cameron Grimes stuff, and like, do you think this was a good closure to the?
Well, did we even talk about Rich Holland and fucking Trey Baxter and who went over and all this other shit?
That didn't matter.
Okay, Rich Holland wins.
Yeah, he totally won. It wasn't even close. And I think Trey Baxter's on his way out. So
the payoff, not really. It wasn't nothing. I don't know. I mean, I think it would have been better if he put him out with the $1 Million Dream. That would have been cool. Even though you got Ted DiBiase who got involved. Mm-hmm. He threw a great work punch, I think. Mm-hmm. He a little shady on the $1 Million Dream on the outside. Mm-hmm. Tossed him in. I did like the way they finagled the ref, like they fooled the referee. I liked how he took the belt and then threw it back in to distract the referee to be able to put on the $1 Million Dream, threw him back in the ring. Like, it all worked out well. I thought the match was actually booked well, but there wasn't that big payoff that I expected. It was weird. So to answer your question in simple terms, no, it didn't pay everything off to me, but it was okay. I mean, we got a $1 million champion. We got Mr. Going to the moon and shit. He hold on.
I'm going to the top, and I'm going to the moon. Whoa! Yeah!
We had Cameron Grimes, who looked very emotional. That was cool. Like he really won something. Oh, I mean, your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like we got everything that we would have wanted. I just didn't care that much.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like, what more could they have done? They did everything, and they just kind of didn't care. But that's just me. Maybe everyone else cared.
Okay. I have the notes in front of me too now. So.
Okay. So next up, Rock and Doc Explode. What is there to say about this match, really? I mean, they just kind of had a match. It went about the way you'd expect it to go.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a butt review or?
No. No butts to be seen in this match at all.
Not really, right?
Not really. And look, man, Raquel Gonzalez, I thought they were going to put the belt on this little girl. They did not.
Dakota, really? You thought?
I really thought that. I thought they were going to put the belt on her. I didn't think that somebody who I never heard of, Kaylee Ray from NXT UK shows up.
Yeah.
Oh shit, who's this? We'll talk about her during the NXT review. But yeah, this was weird. The girls, it seemed like they have, for as much time as they spent together. Tell me if I'm wrong here, Vet. You would know this better than me. As much time as they spent together, they seem not to have much chemistry in the ring. I don't know if it's a thing of Raquel Gonzalez still being green, in the business. That's possible. I think, Dakota Kai did the best she could with this big girl. And I think they did the best they could with the match that was booked. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But I don't know about the chemistry thing because I don't know what I don't know what a wrestler does these days. I don't know how much they actually put into what they're doing. I don't know if they're getting as much out of their PC time as they could be, and I don't know what they do on their own time. Does it matter if you paired up? Does that give you chemistry just because you hang around? Are they not friends? Do they maybe not hang around whenever they're not at work? I don't know. I don't know what gives you chemistry. You can have chemistry with somebody that you hate, and you could have a best friend, and your match will be the shits. There's just no telling, really. There's no blueprint for that. There's no blueprint for chemistry, but
well, this one is for Cujo 62.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
There's your answer. He asked the question. For those not watching live, I'm not going to explain to you why I played that clip. Is what it is.
All right. Well, look, we don't care about this. Let's talk about something we did care about. Now, I had hounded you for several weeks to go back and watch the original Walter versus Dragunov match from whenever that was. Now,
insane.
I'm just going to sit here while you talk about that for a second.
It was fucking incredible. I mean, here's the thing, man. And they did it in the second match too, but not to the extent that they did in the first match.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Ilya Dragunov. How do you say his first name? Ilya Dragunov. That kid is strong, man. Mm-hmm. And he has, in the ring, he has that psychopath, crazy strength guy look about him. Yeah. The dude that's just fucking on all kinds of drugs. Mm-hmm. He is incredible. The transitions, the way I said, man, Walter's so big. How could it work? And then you see fucking Dragunov with a fucking what do you call like a German suplex where a hesitation German suplex where he's holding all this dude's weight, and the shit that they did is believable because Dragunov, you could tell he's definitely. I could tell straight up because my father was a black belt judo player. Dragunov has to have some type of training. Mm-hmm. I think he must be a judo player because the way he threw the champ around Walter was incredible, and they did the same thing during this match. Fast forward to this match itself, and the way that these guys were just chopping the shit out of each other, and they were stiff, man, stiff ski.
And don't forget, right now in that first match, that was empty arena days. So they did all that in front of 0 people. They beat the shit out of each other and had a classic match in an empty building.
Beautiful.
Which is hard to do.
I will say this. Not very many times that I mark out over a match. I'm going to use that term so people understand what I'm saying. But I will say this, man. I watched both matches on the way home, on my phone. And both times, man, I wanted to stand up, during certain parts of the match on the train. I don't know if it makes any sense. And I just
grab the crack pipe from that bum next to you and
dude, right? Just take a fucking hit, right? Just, oh,
so you could feel what Ilya Dragunov feels. Like that must be what he's feeling like, right?
Oh my God,
This is such good shit.
That will be me. Just, I mean, bro, these guys are great, man. Unfortunately, so it's a happy and sad moment. I'll tell you why. So Ilya Dragunov would never get over on a main roster in WWE. I don't think they can do him right. Walter, who I think is fantastic. I love him. Everything he does is great. Dude, the way the guy, his facials, the way he moves in the ring, how strong he is, how fucking technically sound he is. But he's never going to wrestle consistently in the U.S. He doesn't want to, right? Right, Vet? Am I right?
Yes, he does not want to live in the United States. I heard him say that. I don't know if he's ever changed his mind or reconsidered it since I've heard him say that, but I know that he doesn't want to move. And I also know that Vince McMahon saw him with the shirt off one time and that was it. So,
but that's a shame. I'm serious, man. I'm not trying to be whatever. That's a fucking shame. This guy is so good at what he does. Both of the guys. Man, I'm going to say this, man. I enjoyed both matches so much. I could rewatch those matches at least 3 more times. I've watched Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage at least 10 times in my life, maybe even more. I'm not even kidding. I'm not, because that's the cool thing to say. What's your favorite match of all time? Ricky Steamboat. No, it is my favorite fucking match of all time. These 2 matches, I'm gonna put them together. Yo, bro, for me, top 3. That's how much I enjoyed. Because me, when I was a kid watching wrestling, I used to love transitions. When my dad taught me how to wrestle, my father again was a judo player, so he taught me how to fall. He taught me how to take somebody over. He taught me how to transition from being on top of the person into an arm lock, into a headlock. I love that. I love the smooth transitions. That's the type of wrestling. I used to love Dean Malenko versus Eddie Guerrero. Holy shit. That's my cup of tea. That's why when people ask me, who's your favorite wrestler of all time? It's not Hulk Hogan, not The Rock, not John Cena. Sure as hell ain't CM Punk. It's not any of these guys now. My favorite wrestler of all time was Kurt Angle. I love Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle did everything perfect, in my humble opinion, except for, in real life. But just amazing, man. This was, dude, I got to thank you for encouraging me to watch the first match. And I watched this match, and man, it's very rare. You know how we were talking about the CM Punk moment? This was a fucking moment, dude, when this kid won that title.
It's funny you say that, because when he won that title, it looked like CM Punk's cult of personality just hit, because he started crying like a motherfucker.
What? But the thing is that,
but it was believable in that moment, because it's not like, because it seemed like it was just, he was so overcome with emotion, he didn't know what else to do.
Right.
And we've all had those moments where we might tear up for something, even though we're not sad or anything. It's just because it's like, your body doesn't know what else to do. It's like, I don't know, cry, I guess. It doesn't mean we're, like sobbing like a baby, but sometimes your eyes just fill up, and, whenever you see, it could be something cool, like something so awesome that you can't believe it, and you start tearing up a little bit. So
look at this comment.
Hey,
Rad Rob, Walter would be the next Ludwig Borga on the main roster. By the way, he is not German. He is from Austria.
Yeah, they're like kind of German.
Yeah, kind of German.
Next door German.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, just
man. I'm not gonna mention that.
I'm not gonna push somebody to something like, if I was telling you got to watch that match. I'm not gonna do that if I'm not sure that you're going to feel and be receptive to it. I might say, I liked it, but you can check it out if you want. That's the maybe. But if I'm pushing you, that's why. So, when I watch these matches, when I look at the rest of wrestling and it looks like a circus act, you see Reginald out there flipping around off top of taco trucks and stuff, and ice cream trucks. This is what wrestling is this is what pro wrestling is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this. Even Jim Cornette said that, I think, too. Like, he says something like that, like, everybody says professional wrestling is supposed to evolve or it needs to evolve. He's like, well, it could have evolved into this. If you had done this and this would more like the standard and less like the exception, it would be so much easier for MMA guys to transition into pro wrestling, right? Because they could feel right at home here rather than it seemed like ridiculous for them to start doing the things that they do. It's sadly, it's just, not that way where, in these type of matches where, the strikes that they throw are meaningful and violent.
Everything meant something.
You saw Dragunov's chest afterwards. Like, I mean, come on.
It looked like the end of an MMA fight when an MMA fighter just loses his shit and starts crying and shit after winning a title. I get it. I got it.
The grappling is a struggle. It's not just like, oh, it's time to do our spot now. It's time to do our move. They don't waste a lot of covers. If you remember when he power bombed him on the apron and just let him just roll in the ring and he didn't cover him. No. He didn't let him kick out of that. No. He was just more like, you little motherfucker, I'm going to torture you now.
Yeah,
right?
It was awesome, dude. Great, dude. Great psychology.
And just like in general, like things look reactionary, not like they were planned. Go watch a Young Bucks match, then watch this, and you tell me what's the evolution of pro wrestling, right? Yeah, this is just good. Period. Nothing more I can add to it.
It wasn't good. It was great, dude. There's a difference between good and great. This was great. And for those who didn't watch this, I'm going to encourage you to go back. I'm going to read this quick comment from Frank's Pickleball House. It says, I tear when my daughter hit the free throw at the end of games for the win. And when my daughter takes over with
defense, I'm sure.
Defense. Oh, defense. Okay, def. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, and dude.
Think about all the stuff that Walter could do if they would just bring him in every once in a while. Like, think of the matches he could have with guys like Brock and, who else? Well, Karrion Kross or Keith Lee. Or there'd be like a ton of guys that would be great to see in matches with Walter.
Hey, Bernie DC is here. Bernie, I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you were here.
You didn't see what he said?
No, what did he say?
I'll read you what he said. Hold on. He said...
You shouldn't have said it!
Get this. He said, whatever, a lot more things out there we can be more pissy about what's on and not on a card. All good.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, dude. I feel like shit. Vet made me feel like shit. I didn't feel like shit originally, which means that there's a lot of growth inside of me that needs to take place. This is what the next level is all about.
That's why I'm just like CM Punk.
Wait.
You can't hang with me. You aren't on my level.
That's what I thought before. Now, rethinking things.
Well, so this was a beautiful moment for the sport and everything that we love about wrestling. And then we're reminded that sports entertainment exists because we're backstage with Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And then we go into Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Right. Yeah, I don't envy following Walter.
No.
And let me be very, very clear. The match is great because of Walter, because I've seen Dragunov's matches with other people. So I know that it's not him. He's just doing his part in this.
Right.
So I don't envy anybody having to follow Walter, and these guys couldn't do it, but they did try to make it exciting for anyone who cares.
Yeah.
Like,
and
about
they did.
them.
They did a good job.
And it seemed to me like less stupid stuff than usual. I mean, there was still some leg slaps, and someone did kick out of a destroyer. And I did like how Cole used his ladies' move, the lockjaw. I don't know if you caught that, but he put the lockjaw on, just like Edge used the glam slam on SummerSlam.
Did you like the way they wrapped the chain around the palm instead of the actual knuckles, and they were punching each other with the knuckles, so the chain around their hand meant nothing?
Good workers. Good workers.
Unbelievable. Listen, we'll fast forward through all the fucking falls here. I'm gonna go on the ledge and say that I liked the finish of this match. Why? Well, you got Kyle O'Reilly, who was handcuffed, and the only thing he could do at that point was get a hold of Adam Cole. This made sense to me. he was able to lock on his leg submission, the heel hook, which, hey, man, you said it before. You know, when somebody's put in a submission, they don't just hold it and shit. And no, it's either tap out or you're going to get your leg broken quick. And that's exactly what happened. I think people were upset about it, but I thought this was the most realistic finish to any match they've ever had, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are basically your thoughts. I just felt like
we're symbiotic.
More than anything, I just wanted all this feud to be over. So I don't have to see Adam Cole anymore.
And he goes out. Listen, Adam Cole goes out, leaving the kid on top. You know, and we'll see what goes on.
Unless he just shows up, you know, in 2 weeks.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because after this, we're going to actually review what happens after this. So, Fallout. What else we got, buddy?
We got Ilya sitting back there with his belt and his scars, and he's like, you know,
crying.
He says, "Long live the Tsar." So the general's gone.
What does this mean, the Tsar?
So it's a Russian thing. I don't know. And LDF does a promo. I don't remember what they said, but it was probably something cool. And then Kross versus Joe was our main event. So yeah, here it was.
Boy,
seemed like a good matchup in terms of the styles, right? You'd think these two would have a decent. No, Ray, you're shaking your head. I feel as though you don't really you didn't like this one.
Well, I mean, I hate to use the term burial, but Karrion Kross gets hit with one muscle buster, which, you know what? I think we're preconditioned as wrestling fans or sports entertainment fans nowadays, okay, to expect somebody to kick out of somebody's finisher. Back in the day, when Hogan hit the leg drop, it was over. When King Kong Bundy hit the avalanche and the splash, it was over. When Macho Man dropped the elbow, 9 out of 10 times it was over. Samoa Joe hits the muscle buster, and it was over. It was actually not a really long match either.
No.
So Samoa Joe wins. He is the new NXT champion, and Karrion Kross looks kind of, I don't know, weak, in my opinion, going into his main roster spot where they put a fucking S&M outfit on and a Shredder helmet. Lord Shredder. That's what he looked like.
He wishes it was a Shredder helmet. A Shredder helmet would have been cool.
That would have been dope.
This just looked more like a. I don't know. I don't want to say what it looked like, but yeah, I actually thought this match was all right until
it was okay.
Until what? Well, also we probably would have liked it more if we didn't watch Walter and Dragunov right before it.
Well, that could have been the main event, easy, dude. Wow, it was so good, man. It was WrestleMania 3.
Right. Yeah.
Where the moment was was really Samoa Joe, Karrion Kross, Samoa Joe become the champion, but the match of the night, the one that stole the show, was Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat, that was Dragunov and Walter. So anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the match was fine, and you know, he could lose to a muscle buster because let's face it, number one, the muscle buster is what ended Tyson Kidd's career, and number two, you know, Karrion Kross gets rolled up by like 45-year-old alcoholic clowns, so it's not really that unbelievable.
Hold on.
Okay, well that's what I said. I wasn't going to say what it looked like, but
that's fantastic.
Frank said it for me. So
the penis helmet from Spaceballs. It's true. I am your father's sister's cousin's former roommate.
Yeah.
What does that make us, Lone Star?
Absolutely nothing.
That's fantastic.
Wow. So
So
the match was fine until the very end when Joe started having a second match with his own trunks, and he was like pulling them up while being choked out. He had the presence of mind to like, you know, he's getting put to sleep and he's just like, ugh. Oh, let me just pull this up. Dude, we know you're fat. It's okay. You don't have to like. You're not hiding anything from anybody by doing that. So maybe just, you know, you could change you could wear whatever you want. No one's asking you to wear those same shorts. Like
I thought Joe looked like he was in a little better shape than he'd been in the past. So maybe he lost weight because those pants were kind of slipping off. And I don't remember ever seeing Joe's belly button. So there you go. We got Joe's belly button a lot, and he kept pulling it up. Is he like me when I get out of the pool?
He should use he should borrow some of the boob tape from the girls to hold that shit in place so you don't have to do that.
Is that what you can do?
I think you can. Why not? Boob tape, guys. Boob tape.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we done with this pay-per-view? All in all,
we're done with it. Yeah.
All right. You know what? Let's put our Dave Meltzer hats on. Okay? You got 5 stars to give this thing, man. How many Dave Meltzer 5 stars or stars do you give this event?
I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because the match in the middle was so good.
Yeah, I agree. 3 out of 5. I think
the
that's
rest
fair.
of it, I just, even though no one really let me down. I mean, it's not we ain't found shit. It's not necessarily LA Knight and Cameron Grimes' fault that I don't care because they couldn't have made me care. It's not Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole's fault that I don't care. It's certainly not Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota's fault that I don't care. I'm sure there were people that enjoyed all those matches, and if they did, then the rest of this should have been a solid show from top to bottom. As it was, to me, it was made up for by the one match I really wanted to see that delivered, and the main event was decent. So that's what I thought about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here on Twitch and YouTube, and we might be doing it next week live. I mean, you know what?
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT 8/24/21. Oh yeah. And who sings this song, Vet?
Oh, that is NXT First Ballot Hall of Famer Poppy. Poppy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she at 38 minutes ago just had a song release or music video premiere on YouTube. So if you guys want to go and check that out, I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Oh
wait, I'm downloading the wrong. Oh,
it's her new video for the song "So Mean." And her album Flux is coming up soon. So,
can I ask you before we jump into this real quick? Have you been watching Baron Corbin over the last social media?
On social media, no.
Did you see how he was in the casino in full gimmick while they were in Las Vegas? And
I saw that it happened, but I didn't watch it.
It was great. I mean, he's in full gimmick, with the fucking stained shirt and shit. He's had $35. He went to the craps table. He actually turned it into $100. And he's just like putting over he had a fucking big meal and he got a brand new white shirt. It was great. I loved it, man. How is it that you're supposed to hate Baron Corbin? I don't hate him. Like I find him endearing. Is that weird?
Yes. No, because you're looking at wrestling from a different lens.
What lens am I looking at? Oh shit. Sorry.
Well, you're kind of smart to the business and you're kind of an insider, and everything in wrestling is so bad that you'll take any scraps of entertainment that you can get out of anybody.
That's fucking sad, right?
Yes. But if, the vast majority of fans will not find this, they're never going to turn Baron Corbin babyface, nor should they, he's the next one to get released. He should be. They've gotten all
don't say that. No.
They've gotten all they're going to get out of him. He's never going to do anything. They might as well just do it. They're doing this. They're doing this to mess with him, and as soon as they're done messing with him, they'll let him go.
I disagree, and I agree with our friend Rad Rob. Corbin has been most improved in the last 3 years. Are these popping up? Hold on. Okay. Yes. Sorry. I disagree with you, bro. I love you, but I disagree with you, man.
Go ahead. We'll see who, time will tell who's right about that.
Will it?
I think so.
Okay. See, I respect you. So
unless he's just eternal and he goes on having a job while everybody else gets released. I mean, that's possible.
You never know. He could be that guy. He could be the Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's still with WWE, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For some strange reason. So, question for you, Ray.
Go for it.
We're starting out with Cameron Grimes rolling up in this limo.
Cameron Grimes. Sorry.
Is this the angle that most people are tuning in to see the results of after possibly watching or possibly not watching Takeover? Is this,
of course, this is it.
Is this the hottest thing that you got to, carry over from?
It's the main event of the evening, dude. Wasn't it?
Let me scroll down. Nope.
Oh shit.
Turns out not.
You sure maybe cage side seats didn't write it wrong or something?
I don't know what they wrote.
That's where I get my results from.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we kick it off with. Cameron Grimes, Ted DiBiase puts him over. He's... Yep. What'd you think?
You know how I feel about this whole thing.
Okay. Can we fast forward through this?
Let's please.
The match that was supposed to take place that I got wrong on the pay-per-view, it's Ridge Holland versus Timothy Thatcher. What'd you think of this match, buddy?
Well, the finish was kind of flat, and the whole point of this match was not to have a match, but to lead into the return of the boring guys, coming back and being a full force team.
Yeah, why do they have a job? Why do those guys have a job?
I don't know. Maybe someone thinks they're not boring, but
they're fucking boring.
One note I did have was that Ridge used his club finally, so that's
he did. Were you excited about that? He big boss man motherfuckers with that thing.
I just kind of was. I don't know if I was excited so much as I was just like, well, I mean, I've been calling him out for not using it, so is this my doing?
Yo, you looking forward to?
We know how Hameen Media Group can influence these people. So,
are you looking? Excuse me. Are you looking forward to Vacation Friends? John Cena movie on Hulu.
Oh, is that with
that funny black guy? That guy with the glasses.
Yeah, who is it?
I don't fucking remember his name. He's in a whole bunch of shit. He was in Space Jam, the new Space Jam movie.
Oh, Lil Rel, right? Lil Rel Howery?
Lil Rel.
What'd I say?
Little. Did you say little?
I said Lil.
Oh, so you said little. All right, so your rapper name is the last thing you ate, and you have to put little in front of. Go.
Lil Jerky.
Ooh, in the chat.
That worked out nice.
Let's put up some cool things. For last thing you actually ate, and don't say my mom, okay? Don't be an asshole. And put little in front of it. Lil. Mine would be little Crunch Munch.
Ooh, that's even better than mine's.
I didn't eat breakfast. What is it? Little quesadilla.
Little Phil Faddle.
Little quesadilla. Little sitcom? Is that what you ate? People ain't listening. They are not listening in the chat. Why do we have a chat? They're not going to listen.
No, Sonic was commenting on his own comment because he misspelled sitcom, but he thinks we don't know what he meant by that.
Little Rice Krispies, little chicken. I like little chicken. Little banca. What is it? Bancator?
Rad Rob said Lil Baconator.
Little Baconator. I'm like
Baconator Junior.
Oh, idiot. I'm an idiot. Little mozzarella.
He just ate straight mozzarella cheese. What was it, like a string cheese or something?
Hold on.
And what do we got over here? A cup of change.
Pablo said Lil Pierogi. Dude, I would buy the album of a guy named Lil Pierogi.
Lil Pierogi. Lil. Ridge Holland. Little Vag. All right. We're done. Stop leaving the comments. Cujo, you killed it for everybody.
It lasted a while before someone ruined it.
Fucking Cujo. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tell me you did not just say that.
Of course he did. Little fresh muss. Anyway. So Ridge Holland uses the fucking the little dildo. It looks like a dildo.
It does.
It looks like a dildo. It's not big enough to be a club. Is it a club? Billy Club? Is that what that is?
Wade Barrett called it something. I want to look this up. A truncheon.
Look it up.
He called it a truncheon.
A truncheon.
Which is it's a British thing. It says a short look, before I even say this, just get over yourselves, all right? A short, thick stick carried as a weapon by a police officer.
That's what she said.
So does he have a license for this? Is he a police officer? Is Ridge Holland actually an undercover police officer?
That's what she said. Or he said.
Probably.
Oh, okay then. Well, let's just move on from this. Carmelo
All right,
sitting down.
enough with the little shit. It was just a little fun thing. I knew it was going to turn into this. What?
Ray, you love Carmelo. And he sat down with Carmelo Hayes. You love this kid, and he sat down with this other guy that only appears very infrequently to do sit down interviews like this. So what did you think of this little sit down little interviews? Yeah,
little interviews.
What did you think of this little interview?
With who? Oh, Carmelo Hayes. I thought it was great. I thought Carmelo Hayes.
Great.
It was fantastic.
This was great.
CM Punk.
Great.
It was better than CM Punk pipe bomb.
Better than CM Punk. better than the pipe. It's better than the Jericho debut. Better than everything, right?
Listen, the kid's young in the business. I think he's doing a decent job for what is written for him. Can I put it that way? I think what's written for him is not the way he actually said it. I think the inflection he used to read off the script was done relatively well. Make sense?
Makes sense. Don't agree, but that's fine. Hey, not everybody needs to be LA Knight. Let's face it.
Dude, LA Knight's fucking over, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh.
You know, a lot of my notes are just me writing down what happened, and I don't have a lot of comments for it.
Well, I got something for you, and I'm fucking excited about this. I don't know who isn't. This is bigger than the $1 Million Championship.
Okay.
You know what we got coming?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are all cordially invited. September 14th for the nuptials of Indy Hartwell and Mr. Dexter Loomis. They were interviewed backstage, and they did say that they will be getting married in the eyes of God as I drop my fucking chapstick. So, are you excited about this? I'm relatively excited about this. Are you excited about this? And as I fade this music out.
I have to come clean with you, Ray. I mean, it seems like I've been really hard on sports entertainment. And how I've been just tearing apart these sort of stupid skits and everything like that. But the truth is, it's really the only reason to watch this, and it's the greatest American art form. So I just can't wait for this wedding.
I really want the see, if I had my fucking green screen gimmick, I was gonna put the invitation behind me, but I couldn't. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this fucking shit.
Well, they did get a real kiss that time, though. Did you notice?
They've actually improved their kissing over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that looked more sincere. Like that was the kiss that I greeted my wife with yesterday when she visited me at work.
Yeah. Did she also fall and have you catch her on purpose?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay. Just make sure.
Jen falls with me every single day, my friend. Hey. Every day.
Hey.
What is it? What did I told you, Ray? It's your lighting. What does that mean? What is he talking about? What are you talking about, Rad Rob? What lighting? Oh no! He's talking about the fucking the green screen. No. It's something wrong with the app that I'm using. I'm gonna actually get a green screen. Can somebody send me a link to one of those green screen gimmicks that fit over your chair, like a square one? I would like that. That's not too expensive. You feel me?
Let's stay on track here.
Okay, so Gigi Dolan and JC Jane versus Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter.
The K sounds.
The K sounds. And we got GJ. GJ. They're French tag team. These girls are all the shits.
I have to. Hey, yeah. I do have to apologize.
Why?
Because last week, you're not the only one that has to apologize, right? I'm going to apologize for something I said that was
Hold on.
horrible.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We have the vet who will be apologizing. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Sorry.
Last week, when pressed by yourself, I said that the bootleg Chelsea Green's butt was a 6.
Oh no! No!
I was absolutely wrong. I must have been thinking of either Jessie Kamea or Vanessa Bourne or the actual Chelsea Green. This is more like a 3. It is flat. It is narrow.
You are disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should not have.
You really
should
don't
not have
like
said
her
what I
butt.
said.
You-
Bootleg Chelsea Green? No.
Are you serious?
Could anyone?
Jesus.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
She has a great ass.
Are you JC Jane?
The thick legs. with
You're
the
talking
sausage.
about. I think you're confusing her with some other completely different person right now.
What am I talking about then?
Are you talking
Who's
about
the girl with the rose that comes out?
Gigi?
Oh, her. Wait. I'm confused now.
Gigi's ass is like an 8.5.
Am I
JC Jane, the partner, the bootleg Chelsea Green, that's a 3.
Oh no, her ass is terrible. But
Thank
the other
you.
girl. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Is this what this is going to be?
This is the apology episode.
Jesus Christ.
Anything else we need to apologize for? Might as well get out of the way. But yeah,
Are reviewing this fucking show. By the way, I got to tell you, this show was the shits up until the last 2 matches or 3 matches, 2 matches. And I think this is what, again, as people, fans of sports entertainment, we're not used to the build-up to the main event. See, we're used to fucking dives and dips and dodges and fucking, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a chair, and all this other shit. In the beginning of all through the entire show, this built to a crescendo. Am I wrong?
You talking about the match or the show?
The show in its entirety.
Did this build to a crescendo? I mean, I guess.
How hot is it over there? It's fucking hot over here.
Not too hot yet. I've been lucky this week.
Okay. No fan? I don't hear a fan.
Yeah, no fan at the moment.
I got my fan.
But yeah,
She's laying in bed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the important thing here,
what?
The most important thing I just want everybody to know is that I apologize for misrating JC Jane's buttocks last week. It is not a 6. I was pressed and I panicked and I remembered other women's asses and not hers, and she is a 3 at best, probably more like a 2. So I just want to get that out there.
I am eating edibles. Not this morning, but I will as soon as I get off.
Okay. So now that that's done, yes, this match was not great.
Bernie DC, I created a monster.
We can move on.
Okay. Created a monster, but nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady on Shop Liver. Okay, so let's see. Samoa Joe is shown arriving to the arena. Okay. Backstage, we see JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. They struck off the interview with Mandy Rose, and then they're met.
Whoa. We're missing some stuff. We're missing way too much stuff.
Are we?
Next after the match was Raquel's interview being interrupted by the
bad.
James gang.
My bad, dude.
And there's nothing really to say about that. And then they showed a package for Kaylee Ray. And then they sat down with Odyssey Jones.
Well, Frankie Monet came out too, right?
James gang. She's part of the James gang.
Right, got it.
Right? Yeah. It's Frankie and Jesse. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Odyssey KLR package, Odyssey sit down. Then
what'd you think of that? What'd you think of the Odyssey sit down?
It was just basic, just like the other one. Like these are more like realistic sports type sit downs, so they're not like outrageously entertaining. But I think if wrestling were more like real sports, then these would fit. They'd be a little more, they'd make more sense.
Does the interviewer come off a little creepy to you?
I think he just has that look. It's unfortunate, but he was
very unfortunate. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. It's like he's looking at the wrestlers, but I see him envisioning their genitalia. Envisioning. It's weird.
I mean,
it's really off. Something wrong with that guy.
Is that more or less off-putting than the way like a lot of these interviewers are just Barbie and Ken dolls that came to life? See what I mean? Like at least this guy's like a real guy, you know? Maybe he is a creep, but and then after that is the Kaylee Ray versus a Carnival refugee.
Oh boy, that was.
Talk about it, Ray. You brought it up earlier, and it seemed like you had some things to say. What would you like to say about it?
First, who allowed this girl, Valentina Feroz, to come to the ring dressed that way? That is the most indie bullshit I have ever seen in my life. Fucking feathers everywhere, looking like a carnival chick. She looked terrible.
How about this?
The face, yes, the face she's making. The what is that? Terrible, absolutely terrible. And then Kaylee Ray comes down to the ring. I could swear I saw Kaylee Ray in Rite Aid the other day, buying not tampons. You know the Kotex.
Wings.
Yeah. No, the thick ones that your mom used to toss in the trash can. Not your mom, but you know people's moms. What did you say here? I told you so. What does he say there? Why wrestling uses names that do not match the stables or gimmick matches? Dark Order, James Gang, Odessa, and 5 Jobs of Jericho are the best examples. What are we talking about here? Are these guys just talking about something not related to?
I made the James Gang up, so I don't.
Oh.
I think it's awesome that he's including it. But
that's awesome. So, hey, the gimmick is over. Vet.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to get. Don't forget K sounds. But that gimmick does make sense because their names all start with a K sound.
Believe it. Index is a real thing.
Right. But yeah, so Kaylee Ray is like, I mean, I've seen a lot of her stuff because when I used to watch UK regularly, I saw her all the time, and she's very like solid, but there's nothing like super remarkable about her that would make me say, I must go out of my way to watch this lady wrestle. She's not going to have a bad match. I just am not going to care about any of them unless she's working with somebody that I do like. And then, then it's like at least a 50% deal.
Yeah. So, she's like, would you say there's no money on her? She's just a wrestler. She's good at what she does.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a look or anything like that. She's just.
Right. She's kind of unfortunate looking. I don't mean to.
No, I
personally, I wouldn't care. But I'm just talking about in a cosmetic business, there's going to be people that look at her and think what I think is like, well, I don't get it. So
in CVS, Sonic the Hedgehog in CVS buying pipe cleaners like Lamar Odom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So then it's after this that that's when Mandy invites the Rose Cutters to come with her.
I would go anywhere she goes.
Okay. So Mandy Rose on the scale. That's probably. Can it be less than a 10?
There is no scale for Mandy Rose. The scale is broken. She's like, for me, she is the most beautiful woman in wrestling, probably ever for me. Like
she's like almost impossible.
Trish Stratus, Trish Stratus was bad, like when she was young, but this girl is like, she's got like let's break her down. Like I don't want to be an asshole, but like her lips, her eyes, her body, her skin, it's fucking great, bro. Unbelievable.
Some of it was purchased, so whatever. That's like
it's fine. It's fine. It looks good on her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like when China
she was
bought
a
the
fitness
tits,
model / bodybuilder before, so you'd kind of expect.
She's beautiful, gorgeous.
She's a very lovely lady.
Have you seen her without the makeup?
Probably.
She's fucking pretty as hell, dude.
Well, this is kind of what I was saying, like, when they bring back Eva Marie, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You got Mandy Rose already. Cujo might be worker. Cujo might be who, Mandy? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, Mandy Rose has been married to Asuka for like years in matches. She couldn't help but get better. Because I remember seeing them on an NXT house show, and Mandy Rose was wrestling Asuka, and then you go up to like Monday Night Raw like years later, and she's wrestling Asuka. Like she probably wrestled Asuka every house show for like 3 years.
Asuka's another beautiful woman.
So hot.
She's
just ridiculous.
Like, and she
really don't have like no makeup on sometimes, and you just see how naturally beautiful she looks.
And an extremely talented, so good. Asuka's fantastic.
She's probably on the Mount Rushmore. But anyway, Kaylee Ray, no offense, is none of those things, and I don't think that the Rose Cutters, if Mandy Rose, she's not going to teach him how to. Maybe Mandy Rose can teach JC Jane how to get a butt in the gym or something.
A lot of squats.
Something.
A lot of squats, buddy.
So,
right. What do we got next?
Next is Joe coming out to the ring, and then he throws that challenge out there, and then Pete Dunne answers the challenge, and then LA Knight answers the challenge, and then Kyle O'Reilly also answers the challenge, and then they sort of get into things break down a little bit here.
This was good because it all broke down into like individual feuds moving forward. This one segment gave us 4 feuds moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I did kind of pop when I said, "Oh, LA Knight." I could see that guy holding the NXT championship for a little while. You know, being a transitional champion or something like that before he goes to the main roster. I like him. I like
or
him.
even if he just is somebody for Joe to beat, he's still going to get the same amount of rub off of it. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't need to win, but just being in there with Joe, it's like raise his profile some more. Then Ted DiBiase, this is the weird part. Ted DiBiase gives Grimes a fake belt.
Yeah.
Like, Grimes like comes in and says, "This is your thing, Mr. DiBiase. I can't, you know." And then he takes the belt, and then he calls him back as he's walking away and says like, "No, Cameron, I think you really need to carry on the legacy." And he gives him another belt, and then Cameron Grimes notices that the belt is like some cheap, you know, it's a WWE shop replica, and then Ted DiBiase drives away. And this is supposed to be funny. My question is, what if Cameron Grimes never gave Ted DiBiase the championship back and just thought he deserved to keep carrying it? Then that means that Ted DiBiase was just carrying a replica belt around with him just in the hopes that this would happen one day? What kind of shit is this?
Well, here's the that's funny. I didn't think about that. But what I did think about was all this was for nothing. It was all for nothing. All this feud over the $1 million championship and all for nothing.
So I guess that answers our question earlier. Did this pay anything off?
No.
Didn't. No, I did not pay it off. We thought we got to pay off, and then they took that away. So, fuck us, right? Fuck us for trying to care.
Just the shits.
We got Duke Hudson and Kyle O'Reilly get into a scuffle backstage.
Oh, stiffsky.
Interesting.
Stiffsky. Very stiff.
And then we got our finals match for the breakout tournament.
I like this a lot.
I'll let you talk about that, and then I'll just color it up at the end.
Well, man, Odyssey Jones worked big. Placating to the crowd. The crowd was hot behind him, man. They really like this guy. And this is a match where Odyssey Jones could lose and still be fucking over, still be popular. You can't have a guy that size with speed and being able to do what he does, and just a guy that exudes so much charisma come off, you know, as a loser. They're both winners. Carmelo Hayes needed this win. And although I wasn't excited about the way he won, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was laying down on the mat and a 405-pound monster jumped up 6 feet into the air, landed on me, so that's about 800 pounds of pressure coming down on top of me, I'm gonna be knocked. I'm gonna be done. I'll be internal organs, fucking internal bleeding, all this shit. But no, Carmelo Hayes hulked up and was able to roll him up for a crucifix pin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
I think you could do that too, Ray, if you really believed in yourself.
I don't think I can.
Well, I believe in you.
Well,
call me a liar?
No, I'm calling
call
you
me a fucking
dream.
liar. I'm sitting over here believing in you, and you're going to tell me you can't do it?
You are a dreamer.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I love the way they booked this match up to the finish. Carmelo Hayes worked the leg. Carmelo Hayes took the big man off his feet the right way. He was just hitting moves off the top rope. I love this, man. Carmelo Hayes is a superstar. This kid is got that it factor, dude. And I just really want to find out who that hot fucking interviewer is standing at the top of the stage. Vet, you look upset.
Upset, maybe not the right word. I thought the match was meh.
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it.
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I can do that. Well, neither guy is experienced enough to be able to pull a match like this off, the kind of match that they needed or wanted to have for both these guys. And what they ended up doing was, it was mostly Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it was Carmelo Hayes.
Right.
Now,
so it should be because he's the greatest of all time. Greatest. Nobody does it better. Did you hear his theme song?
I really didn't, but it's like the match would, in this case, especially if it's going to be, him coming out of nowhere with a surprise pin, which I definitely wouldn't have done after a big splash like that. I'm thinking it's got to be all Odyssey Jones so that you start thinking it's going to be him, and then Carmelo Hayes gets the surprise. But if you just beat up on a guy for like 10 minutes and then go over, well, isn't that just like NWA World Championship Wrestling from the 80s? Is this like Barbarian beating up one of the Mulkey brothers for 8 minutes? Like
Mulkey brothers.
Like what is this? So, yeah. I just feel like with Carmelo, I feel like I'm having to be convinced to like this kid.
Oh, we have a question here. Frank's Pickleborough asks, Vet, anywhere online to see your matches? Serious question. That's a good question.
Yeah, so there's some matches uploaded, but Ben Hameen had all the DCW stuff that I was on, and he did put up a couple of them, but they weren't really the greatest.
You don't have anything in the can somewhere that if you could send me a link, I'll tweet it out for the people.
No, I have some, but they're not uploaded anywhere. They're like on DVDs or something. So I haven't uploaded them, but maybe I will one of these times.
That would be cool if you could upload it, and you can send it to me, and I can get a link up and put it up on Hami Media on the Facebook group or something like that, or tweet it out for you.
Yeah, there's some matches that are there, and there's one match that I just happened to pop in, and I agented the whole thing. So that match is on there as well. But like one of the ones that is online with me has former WWE Raw General Manager Brad Maddox, and it's got like me and Von Lilas beat the shit out of him. So that's pretty funny. And I've got a funny Brad Maddox story too.
See if you can find that, but tell your story.
Oh no, I'm not gonna tell it. But
fantastic. This is great. We have to wait till next week to hear the Brad Maddox story.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but basically my point is, I feel like they're really trying to push Carmelo Hayes on me, and I think that them giving him this win is more of that. And I think that's because they know that the kid needs work, and that we have to be convinced.
I just said that the kid needed the win.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's not going to help. So
we'll see. Guess Samoa Joe, he says he knows how this ends. Okay. Talking about the bruiserweight. Anyway, excuse me. Talk about surprise. What a surprise here! We got Boa, the Boa Constrictor versus Zion Quinn.
Zion Quinn. What the hell kind of a name is that?
That guy is cool, man. He's cool looking. He has a good look. The guy
with a name like Zion spelled XYON.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a futuristic MMA fighter. That's what he is.
He's from the future, bro. Yep.
But dude, man, Boa fucking distracted by fucking imitation Rosemary on the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets fucking rolled. Another roll up. Back-to-back roll-ups, Vet. What do you got to say about that?
Well, that's bad. That's bad card booking. But nonetheless, if you remember what we discussed the last time we were talking about Boa, and you said he looked kind of weak because he needed help to win, and I was telling you, well, that's kind of the story here, and this is more of a continuation of that story. Like, she didn't come down to help him this time, and he totally lost to this nobody. So, what do you expect from a guy that was getting tossed around by women?
Zion isn't a nobody. He's on NXT TV. He's paid his dues, right?
Let's say he was a nobody up till that moment. So
now he's a somebody. Now he's got that 1, 2, 3 kid heat. He's got the Barry Horowitz behind him.
I wouldn't really call Boa the Scott Hall in this situation though. So
I got you.
He hasn't quite been going on a streak here. But
all right, here is a little trivia. Who did Barry Horowitz beat for his first win on WWF TV?
Chris Candido, I guess.
He did.
Unless he won some other TV match that no one remembers.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Chris Candido, when he was with the Body Donis, and he had Sunny before she was all stretched out. Or maybe she was stressed out at that time.
She hit it better then.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah,
so what else we got?
Let's see. Johnny and Regal are talking, and they're interrupted by LA Knight. We get a look at the Diamond Mine training, and then we get our main event. Hit Row
I'm sorry.
versus...
The Diamond Mine training?
There was like a little... Malcolm Bivens was talking.
Yeah, there were two wrestlers, national champions that are brothers. Are they taking the place of old Ratface?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I assume so. I mean, maybe. I don't see Ratface there. He was released, and these guys are there, so I guess they're. Maybe it's a Diamond Mine tryout. You know, like maybe they're just little lumps of coal right now, but eventually,
clay. Not coal. You can't shape coal into anything.
No, but you turn coal into diamonds, Ray.
Whoa!
Did you just now get the gimmick? Did you just get the gimmick name? Okay.
That is, you know what, dude? I apologize. I fucking jumped the gun here, guys, and that was well done. Well done.
All right.
Well done. Main event of the evening,
which was another tag team from around the time when Skip lost to Barry Horowitz on TV.
Well done. Remember the Dicks?
I do.
Remember the fucking Dicks?
The Dicks? Yeah, they were actually a cool tag team in OVW when I got there, and then they turned them into that.
The Dicks.
So, the Dicks.
WWE booking at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, man. We got the main event. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's Hit Row versus LDF. We've only gotten these guys fighting every single week up until then, so I'm sure we're not sick of it at this point. Where you guys have been fighting in the parking lots and in the, you know, with all kinds of weapons and just doing all kinds of stuff, and now you're just going to have a regular match. Not even a tornado match. A regular 6-man tag match with no stakes. So tell me why I'm supposed to...
I could go for some steak and eggs right now.
Some steaks would be nice, but in terms of like something to fight for, nothing. Yeah.
Well, you know what I've been saying? What have I been saying week after week? They need another person in that group, the Legado del Fantasma. And I said they need a Hernandez type guy, not a Big Ray Hernandez, a Sean Hernandez type guy. But no, they went another route, which I dug. Now, this young lady, I actually follow her on Instagram because she's fucking hot. I think she's very attractive. That's just me. I knew she was a wrestler. I followed her maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, even before she signed on with NXT. And I was like, oh, that's a good looking girl. And I saw some of her matches. I was like, oh, she could do something. So now she makes her debut as the female member of this faction. I cannot remember her name though. I don't know why I can't see it. Do you know her name again? I have to look for it.
Her gimmick name here is Elektra Lopez.
Elektra, like Carmen Electra. Oh yeah. Giggity. Right? Is that what they're doing?
I suppose.
Are they doing the same thing like what they do with black wrestlers? How, like, you know, remember we were talking about last week? How they just, oh, she's Spanish. Give her an Elektra Lopez, Jennifer Lopez, and Carmen Electra.
Not Greek Elektra, like the comic book character that
nobody knows that. Girlfriend? Nope, nobody's that cool.
Nobody. Okay.
Nobody fucking knows. But dude, what'd you think of this match, dude? We have B-Fab who gets involved at the end of the match, and she's like, "What you gonna do? You ain't gonna hit a woman." Even though B-Fab is the type of woman I think that could take a punch. I'm just putting it out there from a guy, especially the size of any member of Legado del Fantasma. But I thought the match all in all was decent. It was a good match. Solid, cool moves, cool spots. They saved all the big spots for this match, which I did dig. And then so we got B-Fab who gets involved, and she's fucking swinging the big dick there. And then the young lady Lopez comes out with a steel pipe, and she hits the shit out of B-Fab with that steel pipe, brother.
Steel pipe like fucking Hagar from Final Fight.
What is this? What does it say here? What is this? NXT needs notorious Mimi. Look
Frank
her up.
He's recommending women.
Who's
you know what? Send your emails to Paul Levesque, care of NXT and WWE Performance Center.
Sure.
We have no control over this.
Well, the Stooges are listening and watching.
That's okay. So we do have some control over this. You're welcome for Ridge Holland using his damn truncheon. That's 100% us.
What do we got here? Carissa Rivera, Elektra Lopez, another of Damian Adams' trained tree. Deonna Purrazzo, Karen Q, Tasha Steeles, among others. Okay.
I actually wrestled Damian Adams quite a bit.
Tell us about that. Tell me something.
He's a cool guy, but I don't know. I never thought that his legacy in the wrestling business would be to go on to train these women. I don't mean that in any sort of offensive way. I just didn't really think about it.
Will you do Frank's Picklebarrel's ass? Will you do his cover letter, Bet, with a smiley face emoji?
Yeah, sure, pal.
Okay. Yeah, pal.
So as for the match, you asked me what I thought. A little bit sloppy at times,
sure, but
it looked like there was some animosity, which there should be after all this, right? So that's good. Very action-packed and frenetic. You know, they were trying to do a lot. I thought the finish sucked. This is the third roll-up now.
Really?
Third roll-up.
3 roll-ups.
It's a roll-up. After all this, a roll-up.
Fruit roll-ups are delicious.
Well, I wish this was a fruit roll-up. This was a wrestling roll-up.
Oh.
And
not the roll-up you want.
Yeah. So it would have made, like you were saying, it's funny that you said that B-Fab looks like she could take a punch.
Sure can.
Because that was what I said a few weeks ago. I was like, why didn't they get some heat and hit B-Fab? Remember when I said that?
I know they can't do that, dude. You know the deal.
Well, they could have. They could have. I mean, what is anybody really gonna say? They think this shit is all fake until they see something they don't like and then it's real. You know, sometimes you just have to try it and see what happens. And it could have been one of those accidental things, like someone goes to hit somebody and they hit B-Fab instead on accident. Then you could say, oh, now he's got heat. But no, they're not gonna get no heat. But if they had punched B-Fab a couple weeks ago, then it would have made way more her involvement where she shoves Escobar into the post. That would have been even cooler, right? Because it's like retribution at that point. Not the shitty faction, but the actual act of vengeance. So, you know, instead, now it just looks like she's just getting involved and whatever.
B-Fab looks like Kenya Martin.
I can't go with that. I mean, she's a little bit prettier than Kenya Martin.
Kenya Martin's a handsome man.
He's handsome, but...
That guy could jump out of the building. He was part of the
Dude,
worst.
The funniest thing I ever heard in terms of like sports broadcasting was when Bill Walton was doing the color commentary on a game with Kenyon Martin, and Kenyon Martin posterized somebody, and Bill Walton goes, "Slam it down, Kmart, slam it down. No bankruptcy here."
Oh, you know what's funny that you say that, because my father. He worked at Kmart. He was a manager there for almost 35 years, and he because of the bankruptcy lost his job. Went through very tough times. So thank you for bringing that back to my.
Well, no one had to know that, so thanks, Ray, for sharing.
It all came in like a volcano, and
yeah. Well, it was still a great call by Bill Walton. Anyways, so that's all I have for this. Yeah, so they get a lady now. Mm-hmm. LDF has a lady.
Yeah, they do.
Meh.
That's it. Listen, I think you've said it several times during this recording, during this live show. This show was the show. Yeah, we're live, pal. The show was. Oh wait, hold on,
pal.
Right, let me do that again.
Yeah, pal.
This show was meh. It was meh. It wasn't what I expected, because now they're talking about rebranding NXT, new logos.
Oh yeah, they said that, and this was part of the first tapings. Well, this all looked the same shit to me.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
What was the difference?
Difference is you got a hot new chick, a lot of roll-ups. Maybe
we had those before.
maybe the matches are going to end in surprises more. Maybe the people who we think are going to win are not going to win every week. Maybe that's the kind of direction they're going.
Whenever you can hear the WWE say in some sort of a corporate sense that things are going to be different, you can guarantee they're just going to stay the same.
Same shit. And with that being said, my friend, I think it's time to get the fuck out of here. Listen, man, I think we'll be back here live next week. If not, you can find us on The Realm Network. Go to therealmnetwork.com. Subscribe there, guys, but also subscribe here. I know we're getting a lot of Patreon hits now, man. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. I am getting so much money off of this. It's insane. Not at all. Just not even getting a dime. Just putting it out there. I do this for the love of it. Honestly, I'm gonna get heat for this, but I wish this show would be the only show that's live for free. You know what? I want you all to send Bin Hameen a tweet saying that, but you can't say that I said it. Okay?
Then you shouldn't have said it.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
Well, I say we create a brand new show.
Really?
Just to go live.
Like, what would it be?
Well, it could be whatever we want.
Well, check this out. So Jen is going to start working, I think, this month. And I'll have more time free to do shit like this. So if you want to do another show, man, we can do that. I know me and Colin have discussed bringing back the Ridiculously Random podcast. That would be fun. That's a fucking fun show. But yeah, pal, where can they find you, Vet, if they want to, send you an email or maybe a tweet or something saying that they want you to be live every single week?
Well, it shouldn't be any surprise to our loyal listeners that you can find me at Opinion Haver everywhere.
What?
You can also find me on the Impact Attack with the aforementioned Colin Wysong, and we were joined this past week by what could be a recurring face around HMG, Brandon Stransky.
Oh, man.
He's been around the block a time or two, and he joined us talking about Impact Wrestling and some other shit, and we talked about CM Punk on there as well. So keep your eyes out on the Impact Attack. We're bringing in new faces sometimes, and let's see, every once in a while you can see me on the Smack Attack. Sometimes I have to fill in for one of the guys, and sometimes I just feel like dropping in. I invited myself this past week, so that worked out great, and they were very happy to have me. Let's see, where else? I think that's pretty much it. That's more than enough vet for everyone.
When the fuck is Rad Rob gonna have you on? He has everybody else on.
I don't know. I think I can talk to a lot of the things that Rad Rob likes. He had you on not that long ago to talk about old cartoons. I could have easily been on there.
Look at this. Look, Rad Rob, need more vet. Well, you have him right fucking here, dude. You have him right here.
Up, brother. Hit me up. I can talk about anything you want to talk about. Old video games, new video games, music, movies, TV, toys, anime. I know you don't like anime. These guys said you didn't get it on that cartoon podcast. Well, what's to get? It's just cartoons, but they're from Japan. Big deal.
Yep.
What else you want to talk about? Sports. We can talk about sports. Anything. You can talk to me about anything. I'll be on any of Rad Rob shows.
Whoa. We have a confirmation. Let's do it.
There it is. You saw it. It's right here. It's right here. It's immortalized in YouTube forever.
This is what you're going to do, Rad Rob.
Unless we get struck for cult of personality.
You're going to head over to @OpinionHaver on Twitter and send him a direct message. He will reply. Or follow him at OpinionHaver on Instagram also. He will send you a direct message there, which I never fucking really look at. So it's the fact that I answer you back on that platform is...
But when you do, man.
When I did... You can find me on social media at Big Ray Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen, both on Twitter and Instagram, also at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez on Facebook. And I was supposed to be on Light the Fuse tomorrow, but I'm going to be drinking with my wife, and we're going to have dinner, and we're going to have some fun and hang out tomorrow. So I'm
drinking is a good way to do Light the Fuse.
Drinking is a good way to do Light the Fuse. I will be watching, though, however, AEW this week. I'm interested to see which direction they go. But ladies and gentlemen,
CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk. Yeah, I don't have. Can I put cult of personality now or no?
No, don't do it.
Okay. All right. So then, Vet,
You shouldn't have said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you here next week for your next level wrestling review here at Hameen Media and Hameen Media Group on Twitch and on YouTube, maybe, or maybe at the Rome Network. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I don't know anything anymore. One thing I do know, Vet, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I am also sorry, and I also apologize.
I apologize.
And I was wrong.
So Rad Rob is doing Light the Fuse tomorrow with Silvio. Oh, so they're on a fucking first name basis. Not Silvio. It's Sil now. Just call him Susio.
Susio. That's how I know him.
Yeah, the man. The man with the master plan. I say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love being live here with you guys. I love the chat. You know what, Vet? I love you, my friend. I love everybody. I feel all this love. We'll see you next week. Say goodbye to the fans, Vet.
Goodbye to the fans, Vet.
All right, guys. Peace out.